All right, y'all, ignore my desk. That's my nail stuff. It's not dirt. It's from doing fingernails. Okay. Hi, y'all. Good morning. So, real quick, I'm on YouTube, Kick, and on the WAP site where the tarot circle is. So I'm on all three platforms. All right, if something goes down, I'm all over all kinds of platforms. I think I can add my Twitch too, but we'll cross that bridge. We want to mess with Kick today. Welcome, welcome. All right, so I don't have my journal. I am gonna have to go get my journal real quick, so I can write in it. But before I even start, the Sag reading yesterday, I experienced what it was about, and it was about like your perspective on spirituality. So I did actually experience that, so I know what it, it meant for me personally. Um, but yeah, um, but we're gonna go in order of the zodiac today. I had a crazy experience this morning. And what I want to tell y'all is please, please, please trust yourselves. Trust y'all intuition, okay? Like I'm at the stage where I have to program myself to realize like, okay, no, I know what the fuck I'm doing. And a lot of times, the thing that separates you and then like the people that have what you want, they're literally just not afraid. That's the only difference. Sometimes the only thing that is stopping you from getting what you're trying to get out of your life is fear. Literally. It's not like you're stupid, don't mean you don't have the tools to do it. You're probably just afraid to do something. That's just a general message, don't matter what sign you are. Okay. Yeah. I had a very interesting experience today. So let me go get my journal real quick because y'all know I want to write a little bit of notes. Again, I'm here on YouTube. I'm on Kick, and I'm on the WAP site. The WAP is linked in the bottom. That's where y'all can get your personal readings. Because you can do it in the subscription. And you just cancel it whenever you get your reading. If you don't want to get monthly readings or anything like that. But go to the click the link to get monthly readings. Um, and there's an option like you can get one reading a month for 22 bucks. Back in the day, y'all know I did readings for 66 anyway. So that's a deal. Uh yeah, but let me get my journal real quick so I can write everything in it. These lights is coming out. They coming out of the curtain. All right, y'all, I'm back. My throat is also bothering me, so excuse me if I'm coughing. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, but yes, if you're just now joining, the general message that I got for everybody is literally just the thing that is stopping you from your goals sometimes is just fear. That's probably all it is. If you're comparing yourself to something that somebody else has or does, nine times out of ten, it's just because they're not afraid to do it. And they trust themselves to go do it. So let me write down. Look at that. Child, when you be doing braids, it just be hair forever. Okay. All right, let me get everything written. Let me see. We are going to start with Aries. We're going to go in order. My throat is really bothering me, y'all. So sorry if I'm coughing like a gross lady. um, yeah. Okay. Also, there is a particular areas I am trying to avoid. You have already found my YouTube channel. I hid you from the channel because I can't block you or YouTube. Please leave me alone. Okay. I just had to throw that out there. But y'all know that's not from my ladies. That's not for the Aries ladies. I know it's some lovely Aries ladies out here that may watch me. That message does not apply to y'all. Okay. I just had to throw that out there because I know they be lurking, child. They don't leave you alone. All right. Aries is next. I just had to put that out there. I wish YouTube would let you block people. I find that to be highly irresponsible, but that's okay. Shout out to YouTube. That's all right. That's the life you want to be. You want to put your face on camera, you got to deal with stuff. Okay. It's part of the game. Charge it to the game. Again, I'm on Kick. I'm on the WAP site and I'm on YouTube. So hopefully everything works. You said Sagittarius and Aries, you can't escape them. Yeah. Yeah. Aries are cool friends. My dad's Aries. I fuck with Aries, but it's just one that just will not go away. Will not go away. Okay. But I ain't gonna put y'all all in my business too much. Okay, Aries. Again, if y'all want a personal reading, y'all can subscribe to the WAP. It's linked below. All right, what's the scenario for my Aries, real quick? What's the sitch for the Aries? Happy Friday to y'all. Okay, rebellion is the center of the reading. All right, what role do you play here, Aries? This is general. Okay, confidence. Good. All right. So you're doing this is something that you're able to do independently. This to me means that you can afford something, you have your own money, you're looking good, all that good stuff. This to me is like the nine of pentacles in the tarot. So anybody that wants to learn your own tarot cards, I'll just, let you guys know how I read it. All right, so confidence. What other energy should you be in here, Aries? Let's see. What other energy will be helpful to you? Okay, skill. All right. So this is Libra energy. If you know a person that's a Libra, it may benefit you to work with a Libra. All right. Now, Libra energy is cause and effect. There could be a certain skill set that you have. I'm also getting too, if this is financial, just because she's holding up a calculator, I will go ahead and like budget, make sure that something makes sense financially. Make sure that you're not overspending your finances. You do have the money, but just make sure, that what's going in and out works for you. This can also be like a combination of investing, putting your money in, making sure that you're getting a good return on it. And yeah, okay, so we're gonna see what else comes out. Let's see what the rebellion is about here. What is the rule or regulation, or what's the status quo here? Okay, defense. And what are you doing that's different, or what's going on that's different? So you got defense. Okay, humor. So you may not get upset. You're going to find it funny or laugh or joke about it. So you may not get upset about a scenario. I don't know what this is, but what is supposed to be blocked out? Let's see. Okay, self-love. All right, we'll see what that is. All right, but yeah, it looks like you're able to do something yourself. Okay, let's get 8 cards. Okay, Aries moon, Libra rising. All right, so let's see. Oh, I always find it interesting when people's moon and risings are like the complete opposite, because your rising is how you show up in public, and the moon is like private or like your natural impulses. So that's interesting. All right, not to put your business out there. No, I'm just playing. All right, 8 cards for my Aries. 8 cards for the Aries. Okay, you got the Hermit. There could be a Virgo here. We're going to see what else. Are these upside down? They might be. All right, so the cards you got out is the Hermit, Six of Cups, Four of Swords, the Tower, Six of Swords, Three of Cups, the Death card, and the Eight of Wands. So in your major card, you have Virgo, Aquarius, Scorpio. Just gotta throw that out there. But it looks like somebody is wise enough, or they have this information. They're overlooking a situation, right? It looks like this person has tested something out. They know what's going on. They turn around and it looks like they're giving this information to another person out of kindness. And it looks to be like there's a third individual that does not notice this. They're not paying attention, and the tower occurs. So we're going to see what the tower is. But there's somebody that's going to share knowledge out of the kindness of their heart, but there's an individual that may not notice that. Let's see. What do we expect with the tower really quick? Or let me change. Let's switch. What was expected with the tower? Okay, emotions. What's actually going to occur? All right, so there's a perspective on feelings, emotions. Okay, love. Yeah. So somebody is shocked that they're receiving this information. Somebody's going to give something out of love to somebody. What is this with the hermit? What do they see here or what do they notice? So they are knowledgeable about a situation. Interesting. Superstition. I mean, literally in the beginning of this, I said the issue is that you're worried about something. So this person knows that something is fake or okay, so what is the superstition? It's like you're not supposed to, right, okay, superstition and knowledge. So there's a superstition that's surrounding like wisdom or something like that. Like something does not automatically mean that somebody is intelligent. Literally what I said in the beginning. I said that if you see somebody that's in the position that you're in and you want to get there, sometimes the only thing that's stopping it is that you're afraid and they're not. You can be dumb as a box of rocks and achieve a goal. I'm not bullshitting you. I swear. I've seen a lot of things. I see a lot of things going on. You could be somebody could be the dumbest little whatever in the world, and they can just they come up with that idea. They go do it. They're not afraid. So I feel like there's a superstition around knowledge. Okay, what is the superstition? Because this person knows. Yeah, vision. What is the reality? Is I feel like somebody could be going off of appearances. Okay, power. I feel like too the difference is I feel like the knowledge in this case is that the fact that somebody can share it or prove it. But all right, we'll continue. So I feel like this is going to be shocking that somebody shares this information out of the kindness of their heart or they have sympathy or empathy for another person. What is supposed to trigger somebody's emotions here? Okay, whatever the rule is or regulations. Okay, well, I guess somebody doesn't care. All right, we're going to get back to that. Let's see what else we got. What's the death card, real quick? Leadership. So this must be about like now the Scorpio could be a leader if you guys know a Scorpio, but it's like there's a shift in who's in charge or like who you should listen to because you got the Six of Swords here as well. All right, so what is leadership leading people to do in this scenario? Yeah, skill, literally what I just said. So budget, there you go, or work with a Libra. Libra is skill. If you don't know a Libra, this, like I said, use your skill set wisely. So your leader could actually be teaching you an actual skill set. All right. So I feel like this to me looks like it's going to come from an unlikely source, right? Like maybe somebody will assume, okay, this person is 10 years older than me, so they're smarter than me. They know more. That is not automatic. Or, oh, this person went to college for this, and this. They're smarter than me. That's not automatically guaranteed. You may be, and then you run into somebody they ain't never been to school and they know this, that, and the third about something else, and they help you and they give you good information. So yeah, somebody actually is leading you and giving you that advice. All right, what is going to be the outcome here for the Aries following that advice there? All right, defiance. So this completely is going to go against whatever this rule is outright. Like it's kind of mind blowing. I'm getting. It's like it doesn't. You're shocked about it. You're like, oh shit, that goes against the rules completely. All right. Okay, so that was a quick Libra reading. I mean, I'm sorry, quick Aries reading. I said Libra because Libra came out. I don't know too many Aries on here, like an actual Aries sun, so we gonna leave it at that. I ain't gonna like put too much sauce on it. I'm not rushing necessarily, but all right, so let me write this down. Okay. Taurus is next. Shout out to the Taurus placements. Again, y'all, I'm up on a lot of platforms. So y'all gonna see me looking. I can't help it. I need to move. Let me move this because I'm gonna keep looking over here. I'm on the WAP site where you can get your subscription for your personal readings, and I'm on Kick. and I'm on YouTube. Okay. So if anything goes down on any of these platforms, I'm on multiple platforms. It's the same name across the board too. It's Eat Your Heart Out. All right. So that's I should have always just kept that on all my platforms, but that's another story. All right, Taurus is next. Shout out to my late signs. Hang in there with me. Hang in there. Be nosy. Watch everybody else's business for a little while. All right, Taurus. What's the scenario for my Taurus? Let's see. What's the energy surrounding the Tauruses? Okay, mood. All right, so this could be like a regret, sadness, a loss. Okay, we'll see what this is about. What role do you play here, Tauruses? Okay, versatility, Empress. Okay, so first of all, you're comfortable, you're in your comfort zone. All right. If that's not the case, now y'all know the Empress can be pregnancy. There, of course, you could be pregnant if if that's what you was trying to do. Even if that's not what you was trying to do, you could be pregnant. But you're in your comfort zone. All right. What other energy should you be in, Tauruses? You could also be somebody's wife, mother already. Okay, so you should tap into your emotions. All right, so we're gonna see what emotions you're feeling. This could be why mood is here. So again, like I said, if you're in your comfort zone, if you're pacifying yourself, you feel comfortable, but maybe you need to see what else is going on. But let's see. What is the regret here with mood? Since we have mood and emotions, what might be the regret? Okay, defiance. Okay, so we got 5 5 here because this to me is a 5 of cups, 5 of swords. You could be upset at like maybe some jealousy, or like you're like, I shouldn't have broke that standard for myself. I shouldn't have broke that rule. I knew that this is what I was supposed to do. All right, let's see. What do you wish you would have done here, Tauruses? Now, again, you guys are also the respect card. You guys are like, you're the Hierophant, right? So you're like somebody set standard, the rules, your own rules and regulations, having respect for others, respect for yourself. That's what your energy includes. That's just how I read it. That's how I read it. So somebody could have just went against you, right? So anything you said, somebody could have just went against you. All right, what emotions do you actually feel in addition to mood? Okay, vision, let me get one more, and mystery. So you're trying to see something that's hidden. Okay, hidden about what? You're like, I'm trying to figure out, I feel confused. Oh, about an Aries? Uh-oh. All right now. I'm telling on somebody. Don't be listen, hey, I'm just here to read the cards. All right, so you want to see what this Aries is doing? Maybe they're trying to hide. I don't know if they're hiding finances or something. Oh Lord, let me get 8 cards, child. I'm just reading the cards. Okay, so you want to see what an Aries is hiding, or you want to see how much money somebody has. Maybe you want to see what somebody does for work. You're trying to figure that out. So this could be on a positive. If you don't know an Aries, you may see somebody and you're like, yeah, this is what they do for a living. I want to learn how to do that, or how they get to that path. Like, say you're a hairstylist and you're like, okay, where they go to school, what salons do they work out of, stuff like that. So it could be something like that where you want to know like how that Aries did what they did or something, but that's to keep it on a lighter note. We all, sometimes people are watching tarot just to get somebody's secrets. All right, let's see what else. 10 of Swords, Queen of Swords. Yeah, the 9 of Pentacles. This is literally me. There you go. There's the 9 of Pentacles. There's confidence. Okay. Okay, there's mood. Page of Cups, 7 of Pentacles, the Knight of Swords, and then the 6 of Pentacles. Okay, so first of all, what's missing for you is action. There's no fire here. Maybe like if this is literal, maybe you're like literally, where is that Aries? Because they're a fire sign. You're like, they're not acting the same or they're acting differently. But anyway, you have no fire here, you have no passion, no desire for something, or you're not taking action towards something. All right, so I feel like too, you have the Ten of Swords, Queen of Swords. So if this is about you facing your fears and actually going and achieving a goal, like say you do see somebody and they have something that you want to achieve, you're not afraid or nervous anymore because you see that person has it. It could be something like that. You're like, okay, that goal is achievable, or I'm not worried anymore. I'm not stressed anymore or overthinking it. So it's time to just go ahead and do it or take that leap. All right, let's see. So you might just be in your comfort zone to where you're not taking action to get out of a scenario too. So that could be it too. All right, so I thought I saw something pop up. Okay. Anyway. All right, let's see. Where is the passion? Where is the fire energy at? Okay, healing. Yeah, ambition. Exactly. So where's the ambition? Do you desire anything? I don't, is this even you? Well, okay, so what happened to somebody's ambition? Where's the desire to have something? Okay, inspiration. It could be an Aquarius with the Queen of Swords here. So maybe for some people it could be an issue where maybe you need to know it's like somebody's not inspired anymore, or it could be an Aquarius that told them not to do a certain thing, like don't do that. Yeah, there's Libra. Yeah, where is somebody's ambition? Maybe that's all you're missing. I'm also seeing there's no major arcana here. There's like not, where is your energy here, Taurus? What's your energy in these 8 cards? Okay, pride. What do you feel like? That could be another thing too. For those of you that are wondering whether or not you should go ahead and like take the leap and achieve something, a lot of times people also are, they're egotistical enough to believe that they can do it. That could be the last piece of the puzzle as well. I feel like that goes hand in hand with not being nervous or afraid. But your pride here. Okay, so what do you have too much pride for? Okay, you got potential. In truth? So it's like, do you not see the potential in something? What are you doing out of pride or ego? Fluidity. Okay, healing and then hustle. Okay, let's see. Let me see what you're doing with pride here. The Seven of Swords. Okay. You're looking back. I feel you're watching somebody talk. Literally, you're watching somebody teach or talk. There's a Sagittarius. Um I don't know. You're just it's like you're intending on what are you intending on with the Seven of Swords? But you're still looking back at somebody watching. So it's like you're acting like you're not listening to somebody teach you, but you are. Is that what it is? Or like you're getting the information and you're just gonna copy it, which is fine, but I don't know why that's prideful. So I don't know. Hi, welcome. It's like you're sneaking and you're looking back to get somebody's information. Okay. Let's see. What are you trying to hear? What information are you trying to get? Yeah, power and self-love. What do you intend on having though with the Seven of Swords? I don't know why it has to be sneaky. It's like, okay, fluidity, strength, and courage. All right. Well, I mean, long story short, yeah, somebody's teaching you and you're just kind of looking back, watching it. All right, well, listen to what they're saying. It's time for you to looks like you need more ambition. I mean, that's the best thing that I could come up with for Tauruses. All right, what's the outcome for the Tauruses? And we're gonna do Gemini. I'm not gonna rush all the signs. It's just if it, if it comes to end. What's the outcome for the Tauruses? Versatility, where you're at. So okay, so that could be why the pride is there. Maybe you are listening to somebody, you're listening to somebody and they're teaching, but you're just like, no, I'm comfortable. Okay. I feel like the outcome is you're going to stay in the position that you're in. That's what your reading's about. Okay. I mean, all right, what are you comfortable with? Maybe somebody's trying to tell you to do something. Yeah, this is your mindset. This is your mindset. You like the way something is going. So you're going to stay there. Okay. Okay. What do you feel? What's the mindset here? A trap mindset about what? Personality and leadership. Oh, so you're listening to the person talk, but you have a trap mindset about the leader or the person that's telling you or teaching you. So you're going to stay where you are. All right. If there's any Tauruses watching this, it's like I just did that whole reading saying that you're missing ambition or that you're in your comfort zone. It's time to step out of your comfort zone. But you'll be like, oh, well, they don't really know, or she don't really know what she's talking about. And you're just gonna stay where you are. There could be another thing where maybe the person, maybe you're getting advice from somebody and they're wrong, or you feel like they're wrong, but you're gonna stay where you are. But it's based on who the person is talking. You don't. Okay, so what part of this person's personality do you not trust or like? Or like you don't view them as a leader, so you're just gonna stay in the position that you're in? Luck? Luck? What's okay, it's so what's their luck then? Maybe you feel like, "Oh, you're lucky that worked out for you. That's easy for you to say," or what's their luck? You just don't. All right, transition, pride, angel, passion, and love. Okay. Well, you just don't want to listen to the person. You don't care. You're if it's a sad, you just don't care, or you're just like, I'm not listening to that. I'm just going to stay in the position I'm at. I'm comfortable. The first 8 cards that I pulled too, there wasn't, any there was no major arcana, so you may feel like your situation, there's not a big deal. I don't like, you don't have any desire to change something or to switch it up. Okay, that's interesting. Alright, happy Friday, everybody. We're about to do Gemini. Let me, get my wet the whistle, thirsty. Let me see something real quick. That's crazy. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm studying something. I'm experimenting with something. That you working. Okay. That's OD. Okay. Anyways. All right, Gemini. It's almost unbelievable that I figured that out. Okay. Y'all know I've been studying day trading, so that's been the journey that I'm on. It's very interesting. It's opened my eyes to a lot of things. Oh, also really quick, my Xfinity is out. I'm on my hotspot, so if anything goes down, please come back. I will restart the live. If it clicks off, I will be back. I'm also up on my Kick and I'm up on the WAP. The WAP is linked in the bottom, but the Kick is just my same username, so you can find me on there. All right. Geminis. Geminis. Also, guys, don't, I see your comment about the Taurus North Node. Do not ever feel confined by your birth chart, okay? Don't feel confined by the birth chart. Y'all can achieve whatever, Like, you know how they say, like, oh, Taurus loves food. That doesn't mean you don't have to be a chef. I know a Taurus that is a chef, though. And I know a Taurus moon that eats a whole lot of food. But that doesn't have to be your whole personality and stuff like that. All right, so let's see, Geminis. The Taurus moon in question is my daughter eating me out of house and home. What's the energy surrounding the Geminis? Okay, fight. Uh-oh, little okay, Taurus Gemini cusp. Okay, so fight. This could be a distraction, a conflict. It could be a lot of people that just don't get along. All right, but the center of your reading is a fight. Okay, what role do you play here, Geminis? Let's see. Okay, luck. All right, so you kind of just happen to be there. You are in a scenario where an opportunity is going your way. You are basically the element that is out of someone's control by luck, right? And so sometimes when I pull that card, that's the Wheel of Fortune in a regular tarot. So basically, it's like, okay, I ran outside. There's Gemini. That's the luck. I can't control that Gemini is right there. So what else is a part of your luck here, Geminis? And we're going to see what energy you should be in with it. Self-esteem. All right, we're going to clarify. What other energy should you be in, Geminis? Confidence, similar to Aries. Okay, so here we go. You got self-esteem and confidence. So basically, whatever scenario you're in, Geminis, if you feel offended or you feel not as confident, just like something's outside of your control, be confident anyway. What might trigger self-esteem here? This to me is like the Nine of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, all right, in a regular deck. All right, so let's see. You said you want to get into trading, but you don't like taking losses. I feel you on that, girl. Listen, I took a lot of losses, but I kind of came up with like an indicator. If I once I really get it going, I might do a channel on that. I don't know yet. I don't know yet. All right, let's see. So, what might trigger your self-esteem, Geminis? Self-love. Okay, so this is the thing. In this scenario, somebody is going to do something specifically to make sure they're comfortable. All right, they're going to do it for themselves out of self-love. They are not going to do anything out of empathy, sympathy. They're not going to change anything. They're not going to I feel like too with luck, if it's like, okay, say whatever you're born as, whatever you look like, you're dealing with another individual. They love how they look, they love where they come from, things like that. So let's see what the conflict or the fight is about or the distraction. What is the fight about? Yeah, I have pretty good ones now. I came up with my own, and then there's one that I use from this other person, and I only use those two. So it's been a journey though, but that's another story. We could talk about that. We could talk about that. All right. So what's the fight about, Geminis? Okay, fluidity. All right. So distractions or trying to learn different things, trying to experiment with different things, almost like experimenting with something else is distracting. All right. So the self love part, somebody's not fluid anymore, right? Like fluidity, this is water and this is water. So fluidity is like, still going with the flow, still not knowing what you actually want yet, or still not being sure about something. This individual is completely sure. So this is like internal conflict and kind of still being experimental. That could, I mean, if you feel, excuse me, if you feel like that, that definitely can trigger your self-esteem when you see another person who doesn't feel like that anymore, right? They're sure of themselves, they know where they want to go, things of that nature. But your advice is to be confident, right? The Nine of Pentacles is also the only one in that card. She's by herself. So you might feel like you're, the only one of something. What else should you be confident in here, Geminis? Okay, inspiration and versatility. We got Aquarius, Taurus, and then mood. Okay, so we got Aquarius, versatility, and mood. Aquarius, a Taurus, and I'm also getting to you don't want to feel maybe you need inspiration, but we're going to get the 8 cards here. Let's see. Let's get 8 cards. Oh, I meant to put my picture. My sister did my picture in Chat GPT. I meant to put it on my cover my video. I just thought about that. All right, we got the Emperor. Now, the Emperor is Aries, and their advice was also confidence. All right, so maybe you need to speak with Aries. But you got Emperor, you got the Hangman, that's Pisces. Yeah, the Nine of Wands. This is so clear. This is going to offend. This is offending someone that somebody is sure of themselves. Literally, it's going to offend somebody. I don't know if somebody say I got one viewer over there, so I'm gonna show y'all. But but it's like somebody's offended. They're like, how do you love yourself? How do you know yourself like that? Or how are you doing that by yourself? Okay, that's a hater. Hopefully that's not you, Gemini. I'm sorry. But it's like yeah, you almost go to it's like you're going to somebody else's house or you're going to somebody else's where they live at, where they are, and you're offended. So maybe you're like, how do you feel comfortable with that? You should feel ashamed, but we'll see what they're doing out of self love. Maybe it's too selfish. All right, and you got the strength card and the devil card. So I see. Okay, so I feel like your issue here, you're offended because somebody loves themselves, right? Here's a Leo and a cat. Okay, these are the signs. Let me slow down. You got the Emperor, the Hangman, Nine of Wands, Two of Wands, Ace of Wands, Three of Pentacles, the Strength, and the Devil card, right? So the signs that are out, you have an Aries and a Pisces, and you have a Leo and a Capricorn. If you know these people, right? So it's like you're over. I'm gonna say it in a couple of ways. You're over here with this Leo and this Capricorn. You're presenting an idea to them. You go over to this Aries or and Pisces, or you go back to this person, they don't fuck with it. They're like, nah, I don't want to do that. Like it offends you that somebody else doesn't want to do your plan. All right, what is the Emperor? What is somebody doing out of self-love? Skill. They're doing something that they've learned themselves. I just said this to Aries that they're going to do something with with a Libra. If they're not working directly with a Libra, they're budgeting. They're doing something that benefits them. All right, skill, healing, and emotions. So yeah, somebody's figuring out a way to make themselves feel comfortable. They're taking good care of themselves. What would make you feel confident? Yeah, exactly. Love. That's it. You want somebody to change something for you. Okay, Geminis. What do you want them to do out of love for you? Or you want them, maybe you literally want somebody to express love for you. I love you, or I care about you, or have empathy for me, or okay, what do you want somebody to do out of love for you? Dominance and leadership. So it's almost like you're going to somebody like, hey, go control them, go control that. And they don't. And you're mad. I feel like, too, this is almost like the best metaphor I could give is like you go snitch on somebody. And that person's like, I'm not a part of this. I'm not in it. You got to handle it or something like that. What are you doing over here? What is the strength card doing? Okay, spirituality. What's the double card? Intuition. Oh, ooh, I like that match. All right, so that's the match. That's a good match. Okay, so why are you why do you expect what is intuition telling someone here? Rebellion and voice and truth. So if you're watching this reading, this is the truth. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Geminis. Right now, it's basically to sum this up, you're gonna be offended because somebody doesn't do something out of love for you. They're not gonna, you may want somebody to step in, do this, do that. They're not gonna do that. That's just not gonna happen. Um, I feel like too with the hangman, they view the scenario differently than you. That's about having a different perspective. How do you view the situation? Because there's a reason that you think this is supposed to happen. How do you view this? Yeah, vision. I feel like too, you're looking at something at face value. How do they view it? Maybe they might not even be paying attention to it, but how do they view it? Yeah, they're not, yeah, peace. Okay, so this is the thing. You notice something, they don't even notice it. They're not even looking at it. And that's why it bothers you, or they're not paying attention to the situation. So what do you see? So if you're watching this, you're like, why do they not care? They literally do not notice what you notice, okay? Or if they do notice it, they're not bothered by it. But what do you see that they don't? Yeah, respect. They don't look at something like a rule. What is the rule that, like, they don't feel like there is any loyalty, or what is the rule here? If it's a person, they literally don't notice something that a Taurus is doing. Yeah, there you go, Gemini. Sexuality and emotion. Yeah, they don't see how you feel. They don't see how something that is impacting you, they don't see that. I'm also getting to the order of the zodiac, right? You have Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, right? So if we break this down, Taurus, like I said, represents your rules, your regulations, your own standards, right? You have a standard. Then you go make a decision that will affect your emotions, right? What does that mean? If my standard is, all right, I'm not going to smoke, right? I'm not going to smoke. I'm not going to go buy no weed. If I decide to go buy the weed, then I'm gonna be like, damn, I shouldn't have did that, right? That's how I'm going to feel, right? If I'm like, okay, nope, I don't want to smoke right now until I get this, and this together. I need to be up. I need to be alert. If I decide to stick to that rule, I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be proud of myself. So that's how it goes towards Gemini, Cancer, right? So it's like, but to make it on the mundane level, somebody just doesn't, they may not respect your feelings. They don't respect your emotions. They don't notice how something affects you. All right, but your advice was to be confident, which is the 9 of Pentacles. So don't feel left out. Let's see, let's clarify confidence. Let me get 4 cards for that. This may be a scenario where you are going to be the one that has to rearrange something for yourself. There's a Chariot, Cancer. I can't make it up. That's just all right. 7 of Swords, there's a Justice, Libra, and then the Page of Wands. So I would literally consider how you feel before making a decision. Let's see. What is the Chariot, real quick? Cancer again. These cards is really lining up today. Okay. See, so a Cancer can handle what? Strength. So they're going on to the next step. You got Cancer, Leo. Literally, somebody can deal. Okay, and then here's your spirituality part. That was a spirituality card. Yeah, humor. So somebody, you have to make a decision so that when you look back at the memory, right? Cancer rules memory. How are you going to feel about that memory? How do you remember? Are you going to be happy? Are you going to, are you going to enjoy it? Blah, blah, blah. All right, what's the outcome here for you? What's the outcome here for you, Geminis? Personality, yeah. What other part of your personality? You just, I mean, somebody just, they love themselves. They're not going to do something for you. Power, defense, and self-love. I'm not like, this is it. It's like you want to block that out. You're like, no, don't do it yourself. So unfortunately, I feel like this is how you will be identified. I hate to say it like that, but this is how somebody's going to view you. All right. So even if you're offended, they're going to be like, wait, hold up. Like, why are you blocking me? You're telling me I can't love myself. You're telling me I can't be comfortable. That's how you're gonna be viewed. So do what you want, but that's the reading. I said what I said. Don't argue with me in the comments either. Don't be, oh, that's not me. I don't care. I showed y'all every card. I don't care. I shuffled. All right, let me write that down real quick. All right, y'all. I should have kept my little channel going. When the trolls come back, I'm gonna be saying something different. I'm gonna be getting annoyed again. But it's okay. I'll deal with the trolls. Cancer is next. Cancer, your energy came out in the Gemini reading, just in case you know a Gemini, you might want to check it out. Shout out to the Cancers. Happy birthday to the Cancers as well. We are in Cancer season. So happy birthday to all the Cancers. All right, what's the scenario for my Cancers? Let's see. Self-esteem, so that Gemini. Excuse me, y'all. Ooh. All right. I need to do a smoothie fast sitch. Let me check some again. I just want to check it to see. Okay, cool. All right, so self-esteem. So it might very well be that Gemini. What role do you play here, Cancers? Perspective, attitude. So you have a certain perspective on a scenario, okay? A perspective on what? On resistance. Okay, so how you view resistance. Okay. So in this scenario, who's resisting? This could be patience. Okay, fight. This does look like it's the Gemini reading, but somebody is conflicted, or there could be a bunch of people that are distracted or competing. What are they resisting? Courage. So I did mention this in the beginning. I literally said that. I said sometimes the only thing that's stopping you from doing what you need to do is courage, literally. Sometimes people are achieving your goal only because they're not afraid to try it. Literally. Hi, my page was gone for a while, so y'all not crazy. It was deactivated. And I really didn't even think it was here anymore. I thought it was gone permanently, but luckily I didn't have to start all the way over, so that was cool. I had 15,000 subscribers and now I have 13.8. So wasn't too bad. I'm not monetized anymore, so it's no ads right now. So take advantage of that while it's here. Um but yeah, so the people are distracted, they're resisting courage. That's what you're seeing. So what is your perspective on this? Because this is what you're observing. You're watching it. Okay, spirituality. So you, in your mind, you feel like there is a spiritual belief system that has somebody resisting their courage. And that could be a religion, it could be cards, it could be zodiac signs, anything spiritual, any religion, whatever. You feel like the reason that these people or whoever is conflicted is resisting the courage to do something is because of their spiritual beliefs or religious beliefs. All right, the courage to do what? Excuse me. The courage to do what? Create, innovation, or manipulate something. And I've been talking about that for since I came back on the channel. So please, I'm telling you this right now. Yes, I do readings, but do not get into a phase of spiritual psychosis where you're afraid to go do stuff, okay? You do not need a reading every day. You don't need to, I do readings every day, but you don't need anything extra outside of that. You don't need me every day. Y'all can watch me every other day. You don't even have to watch every video. But do not be afraid to create something. The only reason you're resisting the ability to do it, you feel like cancer at least feels like the reason behind that is fear, right? And this could be anything. Um there's a lot of things that you can manipulate that people do not do because of spiritual belief systems. There's a whole lot of stuff. Like, even there would be people that would judge how I dress because I'm reading tarot. I've had people say, "Oh, why you don't have a hat on? Why you don't have your hair covered?" Like, there's a fear that, "Oh, I'm pulling cards and my hair is out, so the demons are going to come in, the bad energy from the cards, the bad energy from everybody else is going to come in through my head." That's a fear. And that's a spiritual belief system. There are a lot of people that think, oh, how are you doing readings without a head wrap? Calm down. Calm it's all right. Reel it in. It's okay. You're not gonna die. It's something like that. Or like I don't want to get too okay. Like or like certain women may not want to do certain things because they're like, okay, well, I that's not modest. That's wrong for me to dress like that or to do that or to act like that. Like people don't have the courage to create things because of a spiritual belief system. All right, so just want to put that out there. All right, so what other energy should you be in here, Cancers? So that's your perspective. Okay, ambition. So you're gonna work, you're gonna focus on your career. But yeah, focus on your ambition, continue to be ambitious. You may notice a certain pattern. Okay. Oh, because this is your perspective, right? So I see ambition, skill, dominance, and vision and superstition. So it's like how you view something. So yours is just a perspective. You're just attitude. So, okay. All right. But ambition is what your advice is. What is self esteem over here? What might trigger a person's self esteem or might make them feel isolated? Resilience is handling. You got passion and potential. Okay. Let's see. Let's see. All right. So eight cards. Eight cards. The seven of swords. The strength. That is that was in the Taurus. Okay, so somebody is this came out as let me slow down. In the Gemini reading, this was spirituality, and then the devil card was intuition right next to it. So it's like you're sneaking and you're watching, and you can see somebody doing something spiritual. I don't know if that's you, but we'll go to it. So you're sneaking and watching it. They know you see them. I don't know if this is I don't know if something's supposed to be a secret. Like somebody can see you watching them, you may think something's a secret. They're like, "Yeah, I already knew that," or "I know you're talking about me," or did okay. We're gonna clarify that. That's interesting how that came out. This is the same thing. That's crazy. You're purposely saying something about this. And then that person comes out and they're like, "Nah, this is a part of me." The Emperor and the Hangman, it's the same card. The Nine of Wands, the Ace of Wands. These are the same cards. Yeah, we can see you, Cancer. So I don't know if you're going to say this to somebody or if you're going to be slick and because you're doing it intentionally on purpose, but somebody can see that and then they say something and then the individual gets offended. So what is the Seven of Swords? That's funny. All right, what's the Seven of Swords saying or doing? Yeah, intuition. So this is like somebody can see you, or this is like, yeah, something's just perspective. That's why you have a certain perspective. This is just how you're viewing it. Where are you at in these eight cards? Because it's like somebody knows. Okay, I'm gonna break it down like this too. This could be like a closed-minded view, maybe, on spirituality. Because for me, cards are a great tool. I can figure out literally anything I want to know. Right? I can if you learn how to do it, you could do it and figure out anything you want. But there's people that'll be like, oh, well, that's why you can't do this or you shouldn't use this. Any person I deal with, work with, learn from, talk to, I find out their sign immediately. I will always know somebody's sign and I always know how to read their energy. It's a tool. So that could be what maybe that's why you're hearing this. Maybe you need to know that. Like it could still be a tool. What is somebody's intuition telling them? Change. Yeah, guidance. What are people being guided to do? Skill. So that's the thing. So it's like I just use these cards to give people advice. I just used these cards to tell Aries to do blah 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 with skill. But some things, what is changing over here? What was the scenario before? And what is it changed into? And I'm gonna see where you are. Yeah, dominance and defiance. Where are you at in these 8 cards, Cancer? So you're coming out as the strength. All right, but your advice is ambition. So what is the outcome for you here, Cancer? Confidence again. So that was the who had that Aries, Gemini. I just said that the Aries reading was about a superstition about knowledge. Somebody's like, do they really know? Knowledge, what is the superstition about knowledge in this reading? Somebody's like, defense and truth. What's yeah, something. This is hard to explain. What's the truth here? It's like I can see it, but it's hard for me to explain it. Yeah, defiance. What's the rule? To focus. What is somebody doing instead here? So somebody feels like people are distracted by religion. Yeah, fluidity, skill, and then self-love. So it's almost like the information is being given, but you may not want to take that information. I don't even see you. You're not coming out as yourself. So you may be doing something that a Leo would be doing. Normally you come out as a chariot, a Cancer, even though you were in the Gemini reading. This is interesting. I'm a pause it. I'm not gonna overthink it. I'm gonna leave this here. But your advice is ambition. Let me get a card for ambition really quick. That's your advice. So to focus on, your career, your desires. Let's see. Welcome, y'all. Welcome back. What's ambition here in the tarot for you, Cancers? All right, you got the sun, the Knight of Swords, the Devil card, the Knight of Wands. Let me see real quick. What's this? It's a Devil card here. Resistance, inspiration, and peace. So you feel like somebody is resisting courage. There's another perspective though. Somebody's like, no, that's not what it is. I'm resisting not noticing something. I want to pay attention. I want to focus. What do they not want to miss out on? So that could be the thing. Like you're like, okay, you're only doing this because you're afraid or something. What are they not what do they want to make sure they notice or pay attention to? Courage, ambition, finesse, and dominance. Somebody's trying to control something and it's not working. Okay, what are they trying to control? I don't know if that's you. Yeah, hustle. What's actually occurring? Intuition. So if somebody's trying to control how somebody does something, spends their money, makes their money or something like that, their intuition is like, nah, or I'm also getting to somebody's like, that doesn't mean that you make money. What if somebody trying to say controls the money or controls the resources or the abundance? Love. Okay. What is somebody's intuition telling them? Yeah, respect, pride, and emotions. Okay. Interesting reading. All right. That's Cancer. I say that after every reading. All right. That was Cancer. Okay. Leo. Leo is next. We get some wall. Again, ooh, I am on 3 different platforms, y'all. So I'm on Kick, WAP, and on here. Check out the WAP. That's how you will subscribe for readings. And it's a monthly subscription, but you just cancel it anytime. So once you get your reading, you can cancel it. That's just the easiest way to avoid any scammers. Okay, that's also why I'm not live on YouTube anymore. Scam City. All right, what's the energy? So I mean, not YouTube. What I say? That's why I'm not on TikTok anymore. All right, Leos. I had to show my ID to TikTok to get them to take down. It was like 20 pages of me. It was crazy. It was so many pages that in the form, you got to fill out a form and put all the links. It wasn't even enough room for me to put all the fake pages. It's crazy. All right, Leo. What's the energy surrounding the Leos? I ain't gonna say what country they was all in too. They was all in one continent. I seen them. That's messed up. Supposed to be my people. Okay, fight. Leo, fight. Gemini, same energy. So well, Cancer had two. So a conflict, a fight, a distraction. All right, so what role do you play here, Leo? What role do you play? Thank y'all for tuning in too. I'm trying to find the best time to do these. Looks like Friday is a pretty good day for folks. What role do you play here, Leos? Passion. All right, so you desire something, you want something, you could be attracted to somebody. All right, what do you desire? You desire self-love. So you want to feel comfortable in your own skin. I feel like too, excuse me, y'all. You just want to make sure, you want to focus on yourself. You don't want to have to worry about anybody else. You don't want to have to be sympathetic. You want to make sure that something is comfortable for you. All right, what is the conflict or fight about? Love. All right, so I don't know if this is the Gemini, but yeah, that's the conflict, that's the fight. You're just like, no, I just want to do it myself. I just want to make sure I'm comfortable. So the conflict is about whether or not you're going to make a sacrifice or whether or not you're going to have empathy. What are you supposed to do out of love for somebody, or what does somebody want you to do or something? Heal. Okay, heal what? Finesse. So somebody wants you basically to fix a plan that didn't work. Okay. What was somebody intending on doing? Mood. Okay, there's strength again. Now Cancer did come out as the strength card. They want you to heal a plan that didn't work. Okay, what actually happened? They're like, "No, fix this plan." Perspective. So it could be a Cancer is involved or something like that. A plan, something doesn't go as planned, but the Cancer is there. They feel like or somebody feels like something inspired like, to make a bad decision or to do a bad plan or something. Perspective. It's not how the way people view the scenario, but they want you to fix it. What are you supposed to do that's supposed to fix something? What would you do to heal that? Angel, Sagittarius. You got Sag and Taurus. What would you do to fix that? Is a Sagittarius? All right. Or teach them. If you don't know a Sag, maybe teach them how to do it, or, travel with me, or just be a nice person. Just be generous. Or, okay, that's odd. What does a Sag have to do with you fixing something? All right. I don't know. We going to see. Or teach them how to fix it, or show me how to fix it. Let's get 8 cards. Let's see. Okay, there's the Hierophant. That could be a Taurus. Yeah, the Empress. There's the Comfort. So this is literally my reading for Taurus, where I said the Taurus is comfortable. They don't want to change anything. The Taurus is comfortable. They're fine. All right, but the Hierophant, the Empress, the Six of Cups, and then the Ten of Pentacles. So somebody feels very comfortable. They are going to do something out of love for another group, or like they only do something out of love for family members, or they only have sympathy for a specific group of people. They only have sympathy or do something out of love for people maybe that have money. It's like the people in this card are the ones that's receiving the sympathy. So in a certain neighborhood, or they have to be blood relatives, or like there's a certain somebody basically has a rule and a regulation for the type of people that they show generosity to. And that this could be you, because it looks like I feel like too, if you desire self-love, the conflict could be love, right? The conflict could be like, damn, like, do I just never help people? Do I just never be nice? Or so it's like that's the conflicting energy. Okay, the Tower, King of Pentacles, a Two of Pentacles. There's a Star card, which is Aquarius. Yeah, there's like a rule and regulation surrounding these people. All these people follow the same rules. All right, so let's clarify these 8 cards. Where are you at in these 8 cards, really quick, Leo, before I proceed? This is Leo, Amelia. We on Leo. What energy are you in these 8 cards? Okay, so you're humor, you're laughing, or you're happy. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this real quick. Either you could be laughing at a scenario, so we gonna put, I'll get more cards. You might find something funny. If that's not what it is, humor can also be the Ten of Cups, right? No problem. If this person's only being nice to the Ten of Pentacles, that's a different group. The Ten of Pentacles and the Ten of Cups is separate. So you're not in that group, or you don't receive, All right, so what do you find to be funny or humorous? I don't know, or you're just in a different group if that's not what it is. So you're in this group, personality and confidence. So it's either the Aries or the Gemini reading. Okay. Yeah, it's like that person fits in with another group. These are Pentacles too. Yeah, hustle. You're like, wait, that's how you find it funny that somebody is a part of this group, or you find it ironic that they're related to somebody, or they're a part of that group, or like literally, I feel like, or somebody may only do something for money. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna give you this or do this when you can afford it, or I'm gonna, like it's like, or they're only doing it for a specific group of people. All right, let's see. What's the Hierophant? Ooh, ah. Oh, oh Lord. I got my new gym membership yesterday. All right, what's the Hierophant? I wanted to switch gyms. What's the Hierophant? Okay, luck, which was Gemini, but in this case, what is this person's luck or opportunity? This could be where they're born, sexuality. I feel like this is a Gemini reading, or yeah, strength. This is a Gemini Cancer, or a Gemini Leo, you. Okay, Leo, I'm gonna leave this as you for your reading, right? Something's like just happenstance. You just happen to be attracted to somebody, or okay, what's the Empress? Fluidity. What are they doing for this group? And then we'll see what the Tower is. What are they doing for this group here? Yeah, okay, truth. Maybe they're honest with them, or what's the truth? Truth about what? What is the truth? Defense. Okay, blocking out what? What are we saying? No to or inspiration. There's your Aquarius. So something is like they're blocking out a certain group of people, or they're doing something to block out an Aquarius specifically. Yeah, voice. Somebody's like, no, I don't want to hear that Aquarius saying that, or I don't want to hear that group of people saying that. They're like, nah, I don't. The truth is, somebody's like, no, don't say that Aquarius, or don't. You may be watching this because you're humor or something. All right, what's the tower? What does somebody expect? Mystery. Something's supposed to be hidden and it's not. So what's supposed to be hidden about this? Or something supposed to be confusing? What's supposed to be hidden? It's not. Yeah, defiance. Okay. So this is what I'm saying, right? We start out with the rules, regulations. Somebody's like, no, this is the rule. This is my standard. This is what I do. It's supposed to be a secret that somebody's getting away with breaking some sort of rule or regulation. What? Oh, yes. Yeah, hold on, right? Go outside. Uh-huh. You go in there. Okay. 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 All right. All right. What's actually occurring with the tower? Because that's unexpected. Style, a Cancer. So the advice is that I just did the Cancer reading. They're supposed to be working, ambitious, whatever. Why would that be hidden? We can see it. We can see working. Why would that? Why is that? What? What's the rule that we're breaking here? What's the rule? And what is somebody else doing instead? Yeah, the rule is to change something. They're not Somebody's not going to change. Why is somebody supposed to change? Change what? How they view something, vision? What do they see? Yeah. Okay. They see resistance. Yeah, so they're not going to change it. I don't know what the Aquarius has to do with anything, but something blocks out this whole okay, hear me out. Let me break it down, right? I don't know what this is a lot going on. It's a lot of this in this reading. The Cancer has a perspective on spirituality. I'm saying that because they just came out in the reading, right? They viewed it as though spirituality causes somebody to resist courage of creating something for themselves. This person has a certain rule set and it blocks out I'm assuming like negativity possibly. It may So this could be like somebody's spiritual beliefs or something like that blocks out what other people are saying. It go like they use like me, I'll trust cards before I trust anything that somebody just says out their mouth. I know that I'm going to be able to read it. So it's something like that. So I'll still use this spiritual tool because if you lying, the card's not going to lie. So that blocks out like lies or something. It's like something blocks out a certain group of people. What this has to do with you, I'm not really sure, but let's see. What energy should you be in, Leo? There's a lot going on. Yeah, so you should be in defense. Okay, so what should you block out? So you desire self-love. That's the root of your reading. I feel like I'm going to keep it a buck. I feel like the issue with what you desire is you don't have a set standard. You don't have a set rule for something. What should you be blocking out here for yourself? Yeah, transition. What's your starting point? It's like somebody's like, no, change this. Yeah, power. What does somebody want you to transition into, Leo? Somebody wants to like take you out of your own element. You got intuition, leadership, and fluidity. Somebody basically wants you to listen to someone else. What is somebody trying to lead you to do? You need to block that out. And then you got power, pride, and confidence. It's like somebody in your position of power. Oh, okay, 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 okay. I get it. I get it. I get it. That's why I was okay. So somebody is doing, that's what I said. Somebody's doing something out of the kindness of their heart. So there's like an individual that's like, no, don't do it to be nice or something like that. But that doesn't strip your power away. I feel like too, somebody's like, no, you need to feel like you're above this, that, and the third, or be above these people or something like that. These readings are kind of okay. What's the outcome here for you, Leo? They're getting too tied in. We're gonna do Virgo is next. The outcome is voice, angel, and focus and passion. Do you want a Sagittarius to focus on you? What? Or focus, basically, maybe somebody's going to say, hey, no, focus on what you desire, or you may want a Sagittarius to focus on you or something. What's the outcome for you, Leos, for yourself? There's the Emperor again, opportunity, Five of Pentacles, and then the Lover. This looks like the scenario between, yeah, it's like somebody's giving, I don't know what that part is, but literally, somebody's like, look, I'm giving you the key. So I don't know if people see it, but this person is saying this on purpose. They're like, here, the key to this is respect. You don't have a set standard for yourself. You don't have a set, you need to have like, you know who you are, Leo. You need to have a standard for who you are before you make your decision. That's it. That's what it is. You know who you are as a person. There's the self love. That's what you desire, right? Is self love. There's your rule. There's no rule. The five is the hierophant. It's here. So if you're comparing yourself to somebody, or you want somebody to focus on you, or you want somebody to focus on something specific, there's a rule here. There's like a rule and a regulation, but you're not using that. That is the key. All right, so you set a standard for yourself. I'm only willing to do this, that, that's what it is. Okay, I feel like that was a long reading, but all right, Leo, Virgo is next. Virgo is next. Shout out to the Virgos. I see the Virgo Sag combination a lot, actually. Me and my sister are Sag and a Virgo. Beyonce and Jay-Z. Oh, you know who else I found out was a Sagittarius is Jermaine Jackson. I was like, oh, and Michael Jackson is a Virgo. They're a Virgo and a Sag. All right, so let's see. Jermaine Jackson being a Sagittarius makes a lot of sense, actually. It actually does. Being the only person to leave the damn group. Only a Sag would only a Sag would go against Joe Jackson and leave the group. All right, for real. Okay, let's see. What's the energy surrounding my Virgos? Energy surrounding my Virgos. Energy surrounding the Virgos. Okay, emotions. All right, Virgo's been pulling a lot about emotions the last couple of readings. So, yeah. All right, what role do you play here, Virgos? Okay, finesse. All right, so you might need a backup plan. You may be intending on something to occur. Nine times out of ten, when I get finesse, that plan may not work. All right, so oh, you yesterday the reading for Sag had finesse and it said it didn't work, and I knew what that was. I figured that out. But yeah, so there's a plan that may not work. All right, what are you intending on having here, Virgos? So just have a backup plan. Just your plan. Okay. Oh, you're intending on defense. Oh, you're intending on a plan not working for someone else, or you're intending on blocking something out. What are you trying to block out? You're planning to block something. What are you trying to block out here? Order. Okay, so if there's a scenario, You don't want something to go a certain way. You don't want something to be put before another thing. I'm also getting to, if somebody else's plans, if somebody else, sorry, has a plan, you're intending on that plan to go wrong. Let's see, but you're like, no, I don't want it to go that way. I don't want that to go in that order. What's what is occurring first? What's the first thing to occur here? What's being put first? Okay, connectivity. Hold on, what is this? Oh. So it's a trapped mindset with the 8 of Swords. So the way somebody views something, that's going to come first. But you're like, no, block that out. Don't put that first. What do you want to be put first? Okay, healing. Okay. So this is the thing. The way that something goes, you want somebody to heal their mindset, or if they're trapped in a situation, you want somebody to heal that you want somebody to heal or fix that situation that they're in first, or you want somebody to be able to open up their mind first. That is not what's going to occur. That's what you're intending on. Okay, a try. Okay, what is this? Now, this could be you or somebody outside you. What does somebody have a trap mindset about the truth, or what is the truth? Okay, what do you want somebody to heal something into? Yeah, defiance. You're like, no, that's not true. That's a lie. You want is somebody views something, they're like, no, that is the truth. And before something can move forward, you want them to change that, but that's not working. What does somebody see the truth about? Or what do maybe they're wrong, but what do they think they see the truth about, or the truth about what? Okay, mood. So the root of the reading is emotions. You're like, no, heal that, or okay, what else do you need to plan for here? Because that's not going to happen. Are you got transition, angels, spirituality, ambition. So Cancer had ambition. Literally, I don't know. Literally, I'm telling Cancer to have ambition. That was the rule, or that was their. That's what they. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Style Cancer. All right. This is what you're planning for. Okay. Let's get 8 cards. Okay, yeah, the hangman. There's that perspective. You could be dealing with a Pisces. Yeah, see, here's the 5 of Swords right here. You're like, no, that's not true. Be the 5 of Swords. Okay, you got the Star, 6 of Cups, King of Pentacles, Ace of Pentacles, 5 of Pentacles, the Lovers, the 9 of Swords. Here's an opportunity again for a group of people. So this person has a certain rule set when it comes to. This is not themselves though. So the reason somebody is being generous to these people, this isn't their rule. They got this rule from someone else, or they do this for someone else. Where do they get this standard from? There's like a standard mystery. What's hidden? Guidance. So you're wondering, you're like, why are they doing that, or where did they get that from? Why are they making that decision? Who is this person being guided by? It's almost like you like, damn, like, why do you think that way? Or why are you, because there's also an energy where somebody's trying to be generous or kind or present something to a group of people. Who are they being guided by? And you don't know that they're getting guidance from somewhere else. Guided to do what? Speak. Inspiration, Aquarius. Pride and knowledge. So this person's like, no, why do you feel like you're above knowing something? Somebody is guided to actually speak to an Aquarius or to a group of people. They don't want that Aquarius to feel like you are above knowing something. This is what they're guided to do. And it's like you're observing it. What role do you play in these 8 cards? Voice. What are you saying here? You I feel like you're trying to talk sense into somebody. What is the luck? You're like, look, the way this is going, yeah, innovation. So you're trying to tell somebody, hey, like you have the ability, you have the opportunity to create this. Okay, to create, that's what you're trying to tell somebody that I don't think is going to work. They have a trap mindset. So your reading is about you're trying to convince somebody like, hey, you can create this, do this, blah, blah, blah. They don't believe you. What do you feel like somebody has the opportunity to create here? Yeah, power. Okay, why doesn't the person believe it? It's like they have a perspective on what they believe to be true. They're not listening to you. Okay. Why are they not listening? Fluidity, healing, innovation, and power. Okay, dominance and hustle. I feel like this looks like a chain reaction to me. It's a chain reaction. I'm gonna explain why. If you're talking to one person, right, and you're like, hey, like you could do blah blah blah, that person feels like they're above you, above what you know, because of what they've been guided to do before. That's one thing. If you're telling somebody, hey, you can create blah blah blah, they don't feel like that because somebody else tells them that they can't. So it's like you're convincing somebody, but they grew up or they know somebody that told them they couldn't. So it's almost like it's combating each other. That's what your reading's about. All right. So you're intending on somebody to heal like this trap mindset first. If somebody has to do something, they're gonna have to do it like afraid. You know when they say like don't something doesn't have to be perfect. Sometimes you just have to go out and do something while you're afraid. That's what somebody's gonna have to do. What is the nine of swords? What is someone worried about? Resilience again, and perspective. All right, so we see yeah, perspective on courage. All right. So we're back to the Cancer reading again. What's the outcome for you, Virgos? Emotions. Okay. What might trigger your emotions? Self-esteem. So you might get irritated. I feel like you're going to just get irritated. That's what this looks like. You're like, okay, why don't you feel confident, or why don't you do blah 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 or something like that. All right, so that was your reading, Virgo. That's more so about like someone else there. All right. Okay, Libra is next. We got Libra, Scorpio, Sag, Capricorn left. All right, hold on 1 second, y'all. Intermission. We've been on here for a little while. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. I'll be right back. All right, y'all. Okay. Everything's unmuted. So let me know if y'all can't hear me. All right, Libra is up next. If anybody wants a personal reading, the link is below. It's a subscription, but you can cancel it. Thank you. I didn't even know there was anybody on Kick. Shout out to you. Thank you, one person. Okay, let's see. Share my kick. I needed to grow. All right, let's see. We're going to do Libra next. Libra is next. Libra, your card came out in a couple of people's readings. All right, let's see. What's the situation surrounding the Libras? Okay, mood, the same thing as Virgo had, or no. Damn, who had mood? Okay, I ain't, it don't matter. This is your reading. All right, Libra. So mood is the center of your reading. Oh no, on Kick, I'm on YouTube as well. It's people on YouTube. I have subscribers on there. I used YouTube before Kick, so it's actually people over there. I'm on YouTube, Kick, and I'm on WAP. So I'm on three screens, three things. All right, so what role? The center of your reading is mood, Libras. What role do you play here, Libra? What role do you play? Okay, vision. Okay, so you're observing something. You said I'm everywhere. Yeah, I would be on Twitch too. I used to do Twitch too. You gotta get on all the platforms, guys. If y'all want to do any content creation, you gotta be everywhere. And I'm behind the ball, so all right, but your vision, Libra, you're observing something. What are you observing? Spirituality. So you could be, well, you're watching this, or you're observing something spiritual. Ooh, excuse me. This could be anything. It could be religion. You could be watching something documentary, but whatever. You're observing something about spirituality. All right. So what do you notice here with spirituality? Thank you for being my first follower. I appreciate you. Share my profile if you can. Share it with your friends. What movie is that from? How Stella got her groove back. All right, anyway. All right, so vision and spirituality. So you're observing something spiritual or, spirit, a reader or something like that. All right, what do you notice for yourself? Or you could be observing like spirituality and how it affects something or anything like that. Okay, inspiration. Okay, you may be noticing something about an Aquarius. You may notice that maybe spirituality inspires something. You may notice spirituality, how it affects an entire group of people. Inspiration, Aquarius is Saturn ruled, right? So that's a group of people if we're talking in a general context. All right. All right, so if it's a person, you're noticing an Aquarius is comfortable, self-love. Okay, and then the center is mood. What might be the regret here? A regret about what? What is this? A regret about a Cancer style or the regret. Okay, like I said, let's rewind. Right? I told y'all in another reading, I said if you're talking about the zodiac, right? The zodiac, all right, hold on. I'm saying this because y'all have vision and spirituality. So I got to give you the details before we move forward, right? So each sign in the zodiac, it represents a piece of one person, right? It's a body. It's a person or it is an entire cycle, right? I'm not going to go through every sign, but Aries is the self, Taurus is your own respect for yourself, Gemini is the mental decision that you make, right? And Cancer is going to be the emotions that you feel at the end of that decision, right? So Cancer and mood. So that's just a general, it can mean a million things. We're just going to keep it that way. So basically, there could be a regret about a past decision. All right. There could also be literally a regret dealing with a cancer, all right, or a loss. What does someone wish they would have done here? Who is this? Libra, fluidity. Okay. So this is all water. I feel like somebody wish they would have kind of experimented with something before moving forward so quickly. All right, healing innovation. I feel like too, if somebody learned from a cancer, they wish they would have kind of did trial and error themselves. Somebody could just miss a cancer. Literally, I miss them. They're lost. They're gone. I missed that cancer or something like that. All right, but that's the root of the reading. So you're watching, you're looking at something spiritual, or you're observing something about spirituality. You have Aquarius energy. You can also visibly see that spirituality could inspire self love, right? It inspires somebody to do something out of self-love where they are experimenting on their own for themselves. Okay, you could also look at it like, okay, different types of people. Aquarius rules your unique identity, right? That's why they always joke about Aquarius being like weird or whatever. They'll do different things than other people do and shit like that. I don't know. Aquarius is not that weird to me. I never got weird from them. I don't know why people think that, but that's neither here nor there. All right, so what energy are you supposed to get, or what information are you supposed to get from this Libra, what you're observing? Change. Okay, so what should you change here? So you're like, okay, I gotta change something. What should you change? Mystery. Okay. So there's something that you don't know about. You feel like something is hidden or you're confused. What do you feel like is hidden, or what are you looking for? All right, sexuality. This could be literally your sexuality. That's not my business. It could be that. What do you feel like it should change into, or what do you need to change this into? Yeah, self-love. So I feel like you're confused about your own decisions, or your own choices. If it is literally your sexuality, you need to change it to self-love. So you may be noticing, you're like, man, that Aquarius is spiritual beliefs. They really love themselves, or something like that. I feel like it's something that makes somebody feel more comfortable in their skin. All right, so let's get 8 cards. Now, if you're doing something to benefit other people, you're gonna be like, wait, hold on, they care about themselves. Now, I'm gonna say this too, and I said this yesterday. If there's anything with a spiritual belief system, there could easily be people, the like an atheist, they don't give a damn. They're gonna go do what they need to do, and they're gonna achieve that goal. They don't care who get run over, they gonna get that bill paid, they gonna pay that rent this month. They don't care. If it's something like that, or like somebody's belief systems is like, nah, like I was born in Aquarius. This is what Aquarius acts like. I'm fine with that. That's my personality. I'm gonna move forward and blah blah blah. So something is like you're hiding what you actually want to do, and you need to learn to love yourself regardless. All right, so let's see. Ooh, let me exit that out just in case. I don't want to click anything on accident. Okay. All right, let me get 8 cards for the what we on Libra. Libras. Okay, yeah, the Page of Swords. There you go, right out the gate, observing something, noticing something. All right, the Empress, Ace of Wands, Four of Swords. Yeah, this literally, you've never looked at something like this before. Like all the rest of the cards are about not noticing or not looking at something. All right, and it ends up with the Queen of Wands. What inspires you? Yeah, inspiration. With the Ace of Wands, but it's like you never noticed something before. You weren't even looking at it. What do you notice? What made you notice? What made you look? Okay, transition and connectivity. So I feel like something caused you to have a trap mindset. What causes you to look? I'm also getting to, you have the Ace of Swords, intuition and guidance. So it's almost like somebody may feel like they have no choice but to do it, or they do readings, or you just notice it out of nowhere, or you're following your own intuition. You're like, wait, there were moments where I followed my own intuition. There were moments where I made decisions myself that worked out. I did this all on my own and that completely worked out. What is somebody's intuition telling them in this scenario? Self-esteem. So now mystery and sexuality could be the Gemini reading. You could be if you know a Gemini, maybe you watch the Gemini reading, oh shit, that's right. Or something like that. Self-esteem. Let me see. What do you notice right here? Because their intuition knows that something is an insecurity. And I'm going to clarify that. That was the Gemini reading. Okay, so you notice the Five of Swords. Yeah, there's the spiteful part, or you don't like something, you didn't like something. What's this over here? One more. You notice envy, or you notice jealousy, or the Nine of Pentacles. You notice that somebody is envious of that Aries had this, like, you notice that you're watching it. Literally, you're like, wait, hold on, why are they being jealous, or why are they being envious, or why they hate? I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna keep it a buck. If we talking about spirituality and you're thinking about like religion or something, every religion is designed against women. So that could be what it is. You're like, yeah, that's just made to spite women. Like, who else would tell you that a woman came from a man's rib? A jealous man. Somebody mad as shit that women could give birth. So they made up a story claiming that women came from a rib. Do it again. You ain't never seen it happen again. So maybe you notice something about that, or somebody's just jealous of a independent person. Somebody's jealous of the way somebody dress, looks, acts. Like that's what you're paying attention to. So intuition, somebody knows that that's because someone has low self-esteem. Maybe people have done this to you or something like that. What triggers somebody's self-esteem? Vision, passion, and respect. Let me get one more. Intuition again. So I feel like somebody may know for a fact, like somebody's just a jealous person, or they're insecure when they see somebody else getting what they desire. Yeah, intuition, resistance, and superstition. Somebody knows, like, that's a superstition. That's not real. I don't have to worry about that. What is somebody supposed to be worried about? They know that. It's like your intuition is telling you that that's not even something I need to worry about. All right. Worry about what? Humor. So Leo came out as humor. Somebody's like, yeah, I don't even have to worry about that, Leo. Or I don't have to worry about that, or I don't have to worry about being happy or laughter or enjoying what I want to enjoy. Yeah, luck. And you're observing it. So since somebody doesn't have to worry, what are they doing here? What is it? What else is their intuition trying to do? So they're like, yeah, that's only because of low self-esteem, or yeah, ambition. So that could be the Cancer, ambition, courage. You got love, personality. Let me get one more. And healing. All right. Well, if it's a Cancer, they have their job, because their reading had ambition and courage. And if you know a Cancer, watch that. But their job is they're courageous enough to have sympathy for somebody else. Their personality is to fix things or to heal things or something like that. They're fine. That's what's going on in the background. They're supposed to be like, somebody's supposed to be worried about that. All right, now that you've observed this, let's get four cards to clarify what you do with this info. And then we're going to see what the outcome is. Four cards for what you're supposed to do with this information, Libra. Okay, the Knight of Cups, the Hermit. So somebody's approaching a Virgo, possibly. They're like, hey. Okay, so yeah, the Magician. Let me see. What's the hermit here? What are you supposed to do with this information? I feel like you already know what you want to do. Yeah, courage. This is literally what I said in the beginning. I said this. So all these are kind of tied together. So the only thing that's stopping you from doing something is to be courageous. Again, like I said, people, maybe somebody is jealous that somebody has something, but I feel like there's another individual where they see this and they get inspired. They want to change something. Right? You just need the courage to go follow the dream or follow the goal. That's the only difference between you and somebody else. That's it. I got courage, angel, skill, and passion. So there could be a Sag involved. I didn't really pull. Oh, the Queen of Wands. I forgot. What's the Queen of Wands? I didn't even see that. All right, truth. So what does the Queen of Wands see the truth about? Is this? It's self-esteem, envy, so on and so forth. But what else do they see the truth about? All right, a Leo. I just said I mentioned that. So they can see the truth about this Leo, or they can see the truth about a Cancer. What's the truth? Whoopsies. So the Queen of Wands can already see it. What is the truth here? Defense and potential. It blocks out potential. The potential to grow into what? That's if something blocks out somebody's potential altogether. All right. Okay. We're gonna leave that there. That was Libra. Libra readings seem to be theirs is about other people. All right. Okay. Scorpios. Shout out to the Scorpios. Scorpios next. Y'all know I've been on my blocking spree. Scorpio was on the block list too. What are the block lists? I had a block the Aries, a Leo, and a Scorpio. Ugh, very persistent zodiac signs in the male species. Hopefully, the women ain't out here as persistent as their male counterparts in those signs. All right, Scorpios. I'm just kidding. Do whatever you want. All right, what's the center of your reading, Scorpios? Mystery. Okay, so this could be confusion, maybe secrets, things like that, something hidden. Scorpio, y'all rule secrets. It might be you. What role do you play though in this scenario, Scorpio? What role do you play? Oh, self-esteem. Okay. I'm sorry. I did just say I blocked the Scorpio. I apologize. All right, let's see. But no, let's see. What's wrong? Let's see what could be triggering you for now. Before I even continue, everything's temporary, y'all. Do not please don't get offended by this reading because that literally means offense. All right, what are you offended by or bothered by, or what might trigger you, Scorpios? Healing. Okay, so one thing, if this is physical, another thing this could mean is something actually hurts in your body. If something's bothering you right now, it's actually healing, right? Like you get sick and you're coughing up mucus and shit. That is healing you, even though it doesn't feel good, but you're healing your body. So maybe it's something like that. But healing is triggering your self-esteem. Maybe somebody is getting over something. What would make you feel more confident? Oh, emotions. Okay. I feel like in this scenario, somebody's getting over something. They're healing it. They don't care. Maybe you want somebody to be emotional. What was the issue that is currently being healed? Like, what was wrong? Oh, wow. Okay, what are they? What? All right. Scorpios, y'all on some Scorpio shit today. Okay, let's see. Healing it into what? What are they healing it? Sorry. What are they healing this into? Luck? So this is what's triggering your self-esteem? You feel offended because somebody was trapped or had a trapped mindset, and now they're realizing how fortunate they are or how much they're opening up their mind to different opportunities. But you would rather somebody still be emotional. So, what was this person's trap mindset? What? So, somebody knew they could do something. Why didn't they realize they could do it? What stopped them from realizing this? Somebody knows that they can do something. What stopped them from knowing that? Scorpio, y'all are changed. I'm not gonna hold you. Y'all are changed. So you might have, it's like somebody knows how good they are at something or how smart they are. They know it. And if it's you, you might have like changed that for them. They're like, no, I have other opportunities. I know how lucky I am. Or what is somebody's luck? You. You are you. Okay, whatever this person does is always going to make you feel insecure. That's fucked up. I'm so sorry to give y'all this reading. I gotta give it to you though. So basically, right, you and another person, whatever the scenario is between the two of you, if they're in their element, you are always going to feel insecure. You're always going to feel offended. What is their skill set? What the what? You know, nope. Let me keep my personal opinions. What is their skill set? It's like somebody knows how to do something. Defense to block out what? Fluidity, ambition. Let me get one more. And spirituality. Oh, that's Cancer. So this person is blocking out Cancer's perspective on spirituality because they're intuitive. That's their skill. They know that it's a skill. It's like, yeah, it's a lot of people that don't like tarot or they think tarot is evil, but I'ma always use tarot because I know how to read it. I know how to use it. It works for me. I don't give a fuck. But I feel like so you want somebody, what would make you feel confident is emotions. What emotions do you want somebody to feel? Or maybe you want somebody to, yeah, self-love and ambition. You want this person to act like a Cancer. Yeah, you. You want somebody basically, you want somebody to feel comfortable with you and a Cancer. Or you want somebody. All right, the center of it is mystery. So let's see what's hidden. That might be what's hidden is the self-esteem part. What was hidden? Order. What's supposed to come first? I'm assuming is intuition, but what's supposed to come first? Love. Love, respect, love again, and dominance. That's odd. I mean, their luck is literally self-esteem. It's almost like no matter what somebody does, you were going to be offended by them anyway. I'm gonna pick these back up. Who is this person to you? Change, self-love, ambition again. Yeah, transition and self-love. I this is okay. Why are you offended? You're literally offended because somebody is healing themselves? Okay. Let me get 8 cards. Let's see. You got the 4 of swords, the 8 of swords. So I feel like somebody didn't even realize at first that they had a trap mindset. There's a 5 of wands that they were like distracted. Okay, there's an 8 of pentacles. That's your ambition, the page of cups. So that's your Cancer working. The 7 of pentacles. Here's a 3 of pentacles. There you go, the death card. You're at the end. I don't even know if you would even what else are you doing as the death card? You're creating something for yourself. You're manipulating something. You have all the elements to make something work. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna hold this up. You are manipulating somebody to feel regret, or you're trying to get somebody to feel shame. You are manipulating a leader and like to feel ashamed. That's why you want emotions. You want this person to feel emotional. You want them to feel shame. This is why I don't fuck with Scorpios. I ain't gonna. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I do not. Scorpio is my least favorite sign of all. Of all. I'm so sorry, but I'm so sorry. I know I gotta do every sign, but y'all are wild. This is wild. You're manipulating a leader or an initiator or somebody, maybe a parent or friend. I don't know who this is, but you want them to feel ashamed. What the fuck? What kind of reading is that? So I feel like the person can see that you're trying to make them feel guilty. So you must feel insecure because now you can't do it anymore. That used to work. It's almost like no matter what this person does, you were going to feel insecure regardless, though. Bruh, that's crazy work. What was this person doing before? What are they doing as a leader? Confidence could have been an Aries. They had that, or a Gemini. So this person was fine before you showed up. How are you able to manipulate this person? Like, what are you doing? Is it? I guess you're dating. I mean, who else can manipulate you? A parent, somebody you dating, or something? Okay, you got skill, voice, and order. That's the so mystery and order. This is the thing. How do you make them feel ashamed? It's something that you're saying. It's the way you talk to them, or it's what you're saying to them. And what are they supposed to feel guilty about or ashamed of? Knowledge. So this is like teasing somebody for being smart. That's what this is. Because that's what it started out as. Somebody is intuitive, they're smart, they know what they're talking about. They also know something that they could have caught somebody in a lie. It's like, yeah, you're a liar. I know you didn't do that. And you're manipulating them into thinking, like, nah, what? There's somebody supposed to feel guilty. Bruh, okay. That's weird. Why? Why does this matter to you? Why do you want to trigger somebody's emotions, Scorpio? Why do you want somebody to be emotional? What does that matter to you? Because people listen to them. So you want the leader to feel guilty or ashamed of something that they know because you don't want somebody to listen to them. That's like, that's like, okay, tarot is evil, tarot is the devil. So I'm supposed to feel guilty about reading tarot for people, or this is yucky. All right, we're gonna get out of this. I ain't got no advice for y'all. Next, we're going to sad next. That's corny as fuck. I don't give a fuck. That's a corn. I haven't done a wild reading like that in a long time. That's some corny shit. All right, we might have to skip Scorpio for a little while. I don't know if it's a Scorpio in here, but that's whack. All right. I did have a Scorpio begging to marry me. I had to block him. I was like, look, we're never getting married. I would never marry you. He was the worst person I ever dated in my entire life. He was a terrible person. And now he's literally begging me to marry him. Yeah, Scorpios are crazy. We gonna have to skip Scorpios because I don't know. I'm gonna have to title it everybody but Scorpio. All right, let's see. And I have no regrets about saying that. Yeah. All right, Sagittarius. What's the energy surrounding Sagittarius? I was gonna say no shade to the ladies, but I know a couple of fucked up Scorpios too. This one Scorpio, she used to beat her boyfriend's ass. Beat his ass in front of everybody. Slapped that man. He was sitting on the floor at this party and slapped the shit out that nigga in front of everybody. Scorpios are wild. Scorpios are wild as fuck. All right, let's see. You said maybe I was reading my Scorpio ex. Maybe I did just block them like 2 days ago. Yeah, Scorpio. That's the one. So I be trying to be so unbiased, but I can say with conviction that is the one sign, the one placement that I do not fuck with. I cannot stand. I do not like Scorpios or Scorpio placements. I really don't. I could be around them. They funny, they cool, they look good. They look good. Scorpios are very attractive. Scorpio men are very, very attractive, but that shit, baby. Whew, all that glitters is not gold. That is Scorpio right there. Sorry, Scorpio ladies. I know it's a lot of ladies that watch me, but you needed to hear that reading. You need to get yourself together. Whatever that was in that reading, that was trifling. All right, Sagittarius. What's the center of your reading, Sagittarius? I'm so sorry. Humor. All right, so the center of your reading is humor. All right, so I think Leo came out as humor, but something funny, something that you enjoy or something like that. Are we gonna see what else? Oof. All right. That's why you gotta believe in zodiacs, because I gotta know. Soon as you say Scorpio, I'm out the dough. I ain't got no nothing for you. All right, what role do you play, Sagittarius? So the center of the reading is humor. What role do you play, Sag? Oh, dominance. Okay. All right. Now, to my fellow Sagittarius, because I am an unbiased reader, do not, y'all already know we're crazy. Calm down. We're going to clarify this, but calm down. All right. Just in case. All right. What are you dominating, Sag? What are you dominating? Let's see. What are you dominating? Rebellion. Okay, that's very Sagittarius of you. All right, so I feel like you're controlling your need to rebel possibly, but we're going to see. So, what else is your dominant energy really quick? Your dominant energy is finesse. Do you get away with stuff? Oh, okay. Order and then innovation. So I feel like your dominant energy is you're planning before you actually create something, or you're being intentional before you create something. I'm gonna sit that up there. Okay. All right, so you got rebellion. What's the norm here or like the rule? All right, self-love. What do you do that's slightly different? So normally people just make sure their selves are comfortable. So your defense. Okay. So if this is a scenario, normally people in your situation, they try to make themselves comfortable regardless, or maybe they're doing something only for themselves. You got defense here. What do you block out? Let's see. What do you block out? You block out guidance. Listen, okay, maybe you're like, no, I'm not going to listen to that. Okay, being guided by who? Interesting knowledge. So if you're okay, so you're like, nah, don't listen to me. I say that a lot. I do let people. I be like, okay, don't take it with a grain of salt. What other energy should you be in, Sagittarius? Let's clarify. What other energy should you be in, Sag? Okay, see the truth about what or who or what? Truth about what? The truth about defiance. Okay, there's a lot going on. Okay, so you're controlling your rebellion. You're not breaking the rule. So you see the truth about breaking some sort of rules or regulations. What is the rule here? Or maybe even jealousy. Yeah, respect. Literally, you can see that somebody is disrespectful, or you can see the effects of if this is within yourself, right? If you're controlling your own rebellious energy, because Sagittariuses are very much like that, you can see the effects of like not following some sort of rule or regulation or having a set standard for yourself. You may even notice that somebody broke some sort of rule against you. And how are you controlling that? You intend on something, you're planning before you create it. You're planning first. Humor. What is the humor? Leo came out as humor. What is humor here? Will it be funny, enjoyable, or what's the it could be irony as well. All right, confidence, courage, and change. You got Aries, okay, and then you got intuition. Okay. Oh, that was a lot. Okay. It's a lot of cards. Okay, let's get 8 cards here. Let's see. All right, so you need to see the truth about defiance. That is your advice. There's your rule right out the gate. There's a rule. Could be a Taurus as well with respect. So the rule is already set. The rules, the regulations are already set. All right, Ace of Wands, King of Pentacles, the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so there's a certain rule or standard that inspires you, or you know, if you follow this rule, something will go your way with luck. For the Wheel of Fortune, there's your Aries with the Nine of Pentacles, Queen of Swords, Knight of Swords, and then the Moon. All right, let's see. What is the Wheel of Fortune here? Okay, fluidity, experimenting with something. Fluidity, voice, and love. What's the rule here with respect? Okay, hustle. So the first rule is that something costs money. You're like, yep, I have enough money to do this, or I should put money into blah blah blah. How much money am I going to spend? What does somebody want to do instead here? Or maybe the rule is somebody is supposed to pay for something. So somebody wants voice, they want to just talk. Yeah, somebody's like, no, okay, so this is what it's supposed to be, right? There's two people, maybe it's two people working together. This could also be like spending your money on something like an investment. Maybe somebody's like, no, save your money, keep it to yourself, the Nine of Pentacles. But somebody, I'm also getting to, if this is about like dating, if you're out there dating, somebody may want you to be like having sex for no money or something like that. I don't know. Or like, no, I'm not going to help you, or you just do it by yourself, or be independent, or where are you at? Oops. Where are you at in these 8 cards down here? You're healing. So you are I feel like you're the person that the Scorpio feels insecure by. You're the person that makes that Scorpio feel insecure. That was real specific. So if y'all know a Scorpio, because I know a lot of Scorpios, but all right, so you're healing. But for your reading, what was the issue for you, Sagittarius? Self-esteem. These are the same cards. Now, if this is within yourself and you felt offended or you had low self-esteem about anything or anything like that, you're healing that. But if you are dealing with the Scorpio, they were literally self-esteem and somebody was healing. That's what bothered them. Okay, what are you healing this into? And then we'll see how you're able to heal it. Okay, resilience, you're able to handle something. Okay, there's Cancer. All right, so you're able to handle something here. What are you doing to heal this? Vision. You see, you're observing. What are you observing? Yourself. So either you're healing yourself by observing yourself. So that's why you're controlling your rebellious like actions, or you're having certain standards or rules. All right, so what else do you see about yourself? You're taking the time to literally, now you could also be another Sagittarius watching me. I'm a Sag. It just depends. But I feel like you're viewing yourself, you're taking a good look at yourself and things like that, or maybe even your decisions, because we're starting with standards, we're starting with the rules, the regulations, respect, think knowledge, right? So you came out as like, what was it? Defense, knowledge, and guidance. All right, so what else do you see about yourself? Like you're just taking a good look at yourself. You're like, I'm going to fix this. All right, love and inspiration. So you may see about yourself that you made some sort of sacrifice for an Aquarius, or you love, and if it's not that, you do things for the group, or you're willing to do things for a certain group of people. Now we're going to rewind, because the Leo reading, they came out as humor, and there was a part in the reading where somebody has a certain rule and expectation where they help or they're generous to this group. They're generous or they're helpful to the 10 of Pentacles, right? That's your rule here. Like, okay, I'm going to help this group of people. We're all like-minded, we're related, we get along. They paid for this service, or they have an abundant mindset. Maybe you're like, I only want to be around people that, they feel abundant. You don't want to be around somebody that feels at a lack or something like that. Um, so you have a certain love for people, or a certain love for a group of people, or you're doing something out of love for an Aquarius. You can see that about yourself. All right, so you're healing that within yourself. What other energy should you be in, Sagittarius is? Again, if you know a Scorpio, that those cards came out in their reading as well. You might want to watch that reading and watch your back, because they sounded very crazy in that damn reading. All right, what other energy should you be in, Sagittarius? All right, perspective. All right, perspective on what? Your spirituality. So now it's similar to Cancer. So how should you view spirituality for yourself? Okay, voice, leadership, and personality. Got mood, respect, superstition, voice, leadership, personality. Let me see. Now, spirituality is a number of things, guys. It's religion, or it's angel numbers, or it's all kinds of stuff. Um, but yeah, let's see. So what should your perspective be here? Got voice, leadership, personality. The Four of Swords is sometimes not noticing something. What might you not notice? And it's interesting because we said perspective on spirituality, and this is a church. This card actually is like somebody dead. They in church. That's a funeral, but that's okay. But what did you not notice? Because this is about perspective. What did you not notice? Yeah, love Aquarius. So maybe something that you did out of generosity for an Aquarius or something like that. But let's see. What did you not notice? But the Ten of Swords can be like no worries. The Ten of Swords is like an end of worrying to me. But what did you not notice about spirituality for you? Pride, hustle, and luck. I was thinking about this too. You need to feel there's a couple ways this could go. Do not let spirituality make you feel like you are above people who are chasing money or going after money or something like that. That could be one thing. A lot of people they become spiritual and feel like they are above the spiritual world, right? They're like, "Oh, money is evil, and how can you be of the earthly world, and you are overtaken by materialism and blah blah blah." If you listen, go get y'all some money. You can be spiritually and rich. You can be spiritual and get some money. Do not start thinking like that. But also, just on another note, do feel confident. right? That goes hand in hand with not being worried. You need to feel like, okay, I know myself, I know what I need to do for myself. I'm fine. I'm above like a lot of people that are successful too, because I said this in the beginning, we did pull courage. I said that most people that are in the position that you want to be in, they are more courageous. That's it. And then on top of that, you do need pride. You need ego. You need to feel like you are just either as smart as somebody else or smarter than them. You need to feel like that in order to get stuff done, right? Now of course, of course, it's not about rubbing something in somebody's face, but you don't want to become so humble that you're putting everybody above your own intuition. I do not, even you guys watching me, you still should be like, okay, I could do that too. I could learn how to read my own cards too. That's how you should be thinking. All right. Not that you'll go do it right away or you don't even have to have a channel. You should be like, okay, I won't be able to watch Aisha today. I could go read my own cards. That's how you should think. All right. Ooh, all right, what's the outcome for the Sagittarius? All right, yep, resilience, power, and defiance. So you're able to handle this with the 10 of Wands. That is the thing that you're trying to heal, you will heal it. You're currently healing it. What's the outcome here? And then we want to do Capricorn next. Yep, Queen of Wands, Two of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. There's a judgment. All right, so you are going to say something out loud, power, or you realize your own power, your own strength. And then you had a world. Okay. All right, Sagittarius. Capricorn. Okay, so we got Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces left. I will timestamp this after. YouTube's been kind of slow with like uploading my videos, so but I will be able to see it on my computer. So I'm gonna type it in there. Got any Capricorns in the house? All right, what's the scenario? Oh, oh, that went down pretty far. Okay, what's the scenario for my Capricorns here? Energy for the Capricorns. Respect. All right, so we're talking about rules, regulations. You could be dealing with a Taurus, loyalty, things like that. What role do you play here, Capricorns? What role do you play here, Capricorns? Emotions. Okay, what emotions are you feeling? Okay, you feel trapped in your emotions. You're trying to I feel like with this combination, don't make an emotional decision. You're like, man, why can't I? Literally, I feel like you're like, I'm so trapped in my emotions. Why do I feel like that? You feel trapped by what? You're like, why can't I stop being emotional or something like that? You feel trapped by pride. Okay. What's triggering you? What's triggering your emotions? Okay, healing again. Okay, so that was Sagittarius came out as healing. You feel trapped. What energy should you be in, Capricorns? Oh, yes, girl. Sagittarius started at 1:22. So that's 2 hours and 2 minutes. Yep. All right. So what other energy should you be in, Capricorn? Ambition, the same as Cancer. All right. So focus on your work, focus on your career. If you're wondering, like, the weekend is coming up. So if there's anything you guys can do work wise, go ahead and do that. Focus on your career. Um, You have the same you and Cancer are opposites. So no problem. So you guys have the same you're both supposed to be ambitious or focus on your ambitions, work. It could be anything, working out, things like that. Why is healing triggering your emotions though? What was the scenario before? What was wrong? So it looks like a Sag is triggering your emotions, or if you have to heal something that's bothering you. All right, courage and healing it into what? Let's see. Interesting. Defiance. Courage to do what? Oh, there's respect. There's the rule. Let's see. What is the rule over here with respect? Passion. And what do you want to do instead? Or what does somebody want to do instead? Love, love, hustle, and voice. All right, so it looks like there has something to do with money here, voice, sexuality. There's like a rule surrounding sex and love or something like that. Let me get some cards. I'm not, excuse me. This is kind of a weird combination together, but we're gonna see what it is. Let's see. So yeah, ambition. What time is it? Two. It's too late to trade again. I ain't gonna do it. I could, but if the market's gonna close, I'm gonna leave it alone. All right, let's get 8 cards. Let's see. Yeah, the 8 of Swords. Look like you're just like, damn, I feel trapped. Like, okay, it's a trap mindset. We're going to figure out what it is. You have a trap mindset. Looks like about maybe saving money, the 4 of Pentacles, 6 of Pentacles, maybe not paying for something. There to go that death card. You need to watch the Scorpio reading because so now the Scorpio terrorizing you. All right, so you're going to see the truth about the death card. You're going to see the truth. So this is a trap. It's a trap mindset. Um, You're going to get a new perspective though. Watch the Scorpio reading, especially if you actually know a Scorpio. If you don't know a Scorpio, Scorpios just rule change. Um, so there could have been some sort of change that you went through that you're still not out of. What is the death card here? It's almost like you feel like you have to do something. Yeah, see, the Scorpio is self-love. So the Scorpio did something for themselves. They're doing what they feel is comfortable. What is this? What do you see the truth about here? Feel like you're going to observe this. You're going to okay, these are tied together, but the Scorpio is doing something themselves. A Libra is resisting breaking some sort of rule, or if you have a certain skill set, that skill set, you're trying to resist some sort of rule here, breaking some sort of rule. What do you it's like you feel like you have to do something. What do you feel like you have to do? Yeah, mood. It's like yeah, emotions, you're like, "Why am I sad?" or Why am I thinking negatively? Why do I have to be sad? Or why do I have to feel guilty? What might you feel guilty about? It's like somebody is trying, I don't know if there's like a mindset where you're supposed to feel guilty or regretful about what? Versatility, some about being comfortable. So there's a guilt. There's like a level of guilt with feeling comfortable. Um, okay. If you opened up your mindset, what would you be doing or how would you feel? Let's see. If you were able to open up your mindset, dominance, so that's similar to Sagittarius. What would you dominate here or control? I'm assuming your emotions, but yeah, hustle. Okay, defense and finesse. So there's something where it comes to the amount of money you spend. Like right now, you feel guilty about being comfortable. It's like the more money you put into something, the more you can block out like a bad plan, or you could block out, you're able to block out like somebody stealing from you, taking from you. You're able to block out some sort of shortcuts. You can control your spending better or control what you're spending your money, your time, your energy on. Let's see, what would you be able to do here? Yeah, there's the pride part. Something about, there's like a trap mindset about pride. Maybe you feel like you'll be doing too much. This is a confusion reading. I'm not gonna lie. What is the Libra? What is the Justice? Luck. Nation. This, I feel like it's almost like basically don't feel ashamed about feeling comfortable for yourself. Don't feel ashamed about that. What is the luck here? What's destined to occur? Yeah, humor. Yeah, rebellion. You're happier doing what you want to do or something like that. It's like something, what's the root of, where is the shame coming from? Why do you think you have to feel ashamed, or you're like, I gotta control my emotions, or maybe it's emotional spending. You're like, why do I keep doing that? Why do I feel afraid or something like that? But where did this mindset come from? It came from defense. Okay, what was blocked out? Order. What were you supposed to put first for yourself? You can't figure it. You got inspiration, mystery, and humor. That's what I'm guess like, what's gonna make you happy or something like that? What's gonna make you happier? Your reading is interesting. I'm gonna move forward because it's a little confusing, but it's all good. What's the outcome for you, Capricorns, real quick? Angel, Sagittarius. Okay, so okay, I would listen to the Sag energy. Yeah, listen to the Sagittarius reading. I would try to work in their energy as well. Because you do have the death card. You need to watch the Sag and the Scorpio readings. All right, let's see. That was Capricorn. Aquarius is next. Okay, Aquarius. All right, what's the energy surrounding the Aquarius folks? Energy surrounding the Aquarius. Okay, attitude, perspective. So Cancer had that as well. You may be dealing with a Cancer. All right, what role do you play, Aquarius? Knowledge. Okay, so you know something, you have knowledge of a scenario. Okay, what do you have knowledge about? What do you know? What do you know? Luck. All right, so you know about somebody's opportunity, you know that you know how something is going to go. You could know that somebody is very lucky, or you know how fortunate you are, you know that you're fortunate or something like that. It's like you know how something's going to go, you know when it's going to happen, you know that. Okay. What is the okay, so what should you do with the information that you have, Aquarius? Power. All right. So you know your luck, you know that you have this opportunity, you know that your power, you know what power you have. You have leadership and guidance. So I feel like there is a person listening to this individual, and then I feel like this is somebody separate. So we're gonna see what this is. You know your luck. What should you do with it? Power. All right. So perspective on what? Could be a Cancer. They came out as perspective. All right. Perspective on what? Ambition. Okay. So Cancer, literally, I told that they were supposed to be ambition. That was also the advice for Capricorn. But a perspective on work, ambition, things like that. Now, this could be about either working a job, but then leader could be the boss, right? So a perspective on working for somebody or something like that. Um, what is the perspective on ambition? You got strength, resilience, and self-esteem. All right, something about okay, Scorpio is coming out, but it's like somebody's able to handle something at first and they start to become offended and it doesn't work. Okay, let's clarify. Let's see. Whenever I start getting to the end, whoever at the end, it be, that's why I switch back and forth. So when I come back tomorrow, we'll be doing it backwards. I'll probably be on here really early because I have to take my car in like I'm going early, so I'll probably be on here early in the morning unless I go back to sleep. I'm gonna let y'all know. All right, Aquarius. Let me get 8 cards. So you know how something's gonna go. Luck. You know you have a good opportunity. Okay, you got the Two of Wands, the Six of Wands, Two of Swords, and the Ten of Pentacles, Two of Cups, King of Cups, Nine of Swords, and then the Queen of Pentacles. You do have all the elements here. I feel like you're able to afford something. You're comfortable. Okay, so with leadership and guidance, right? With the Six of Wands, maybe somebody is teaching somebody something. There is groups of people here. If you're wondering, like, if there's anybody that wants to have a business, because there's perspective on ambition. So if you want to have a business, you already have the money to start it. You know enough people. You have the people there to watch you. But I do see the Nine of Swords, so we're gonna figure out what that is. Um, I don't see any major arcana here though. What is this? So it looks like somebody went and noticed something and they come back with the information or something like that. But let's see, what are they looking at? Yeah, the magician. Innovation. So they went and tested something out. Here it is. It worked. What was the result of the magician? And then it's the high priestess. It's almost like the magician is looking at somebody else. They're like, wait, how did you know that? What? All right, hold on. Let's clarify. What is the magician creating? All right, potential. Yeah, power and attitude. What is the high priestess? What does the high priestess already know? Or what is intuition saying here? Versatility. That was the Taurus reading. Something about your comfort level, things like that. So the high priestess knows what makes them comfortable. They know what to create here. What is the question? It's like somebody, this is how this looks. It's like, wait, how did you know that? Or how are you designing that? How did you what is the 7 of Cups? 'Cause that's normally like confusion or something. What's the 7 of Cups real quick though? Love. Love, healing, spirituality, and luck. What is the 9 of Swords? What is somebody worried about? I gotta figure out where you're at in this reading. What is the worry about? Okay, hustle, abundance, the 10 of Pentacles. So there could be a worry about whether or not you can afford something, whether or not you're abundant. Um, Worry about receiving money. What is your energy in these cards, Aquarius? Your defense. All the elements are here. The magician is here. You're also knowledge and luck. What are you blocking out? So you're blocking something or you're saying no to something. What are you blocking out here? Confidence, the Aries. This is what Aries was supposed to do. Gemini was also supposed to do this. So Aries and Gemini, you're like, no, don't be the 9 of Pentacles. No. Yeah, hustle. So it's like somebody belongs in this scenario. They belong there. They belong. These are similar cards. They're the same element. And you're like, no. Maybe you don't want something to be expensive, or why are you saying no? Why are you blocking it out? What do you want to occur? What would you rather have? Let's see. Okay, courage to do what? Excuse me. Courage to do what? Truth. Truth about what? I'm confused. Or truth about what? You're like, fluidity. What are you doing to block this out? It's almost like you what? What are you doing to block this out? Peace. So you purposely, it's like you're not paying attention to something. You're not paying attention to something. What are you not paying attention to? Either you're blocking out, I'm going to say this, maybe you're blocking out fortune, or you're blocking out your ability to amass something or do something, or like there's abundance but you don't notice it. That's why it's blocked. What do I mean by that? Like, people, basically your life kind of becomes whatever you focus on. That's literally what it is. Like the type of neighborhoods that you see, the type of people you're around, the type of professionals that you're around, if you never notice it or you don't know it's there, you don't have the abundance for it, right? So like, say this is just an example, and I'm gonna keep pulling cards for you guys, but like say you live somewhere like a food desert and you don't have a lot of like fresh fruit and stuff like that. You don't know how good it is to make a mango smoothie at home, or it's like you don't know about the other opportunities. That could be why this is perspective. That is the center of your reading. I forgot. It's like you don't notice something. You're blocking out money, resources, or you're blocking out abundance. You're blocking out opportunities because you don't notice it. What else don't you notice here? Or you just don't think that way, you just don't see it that way. Mood. Yeah, let's see. What is blocked out? What else is blocked out here? Your knowledge though. That's why I'm like, you don't. So here's the 8 of Wands, Queen of Wands, 4 of Wands, a star. It could be a Sagittarius. That's a lot of Sag energy. That's I don't Excuse me. I mean, I don't know. What did you do as the star card here? Let's see. Hold on, boo. What's the star card? Okay, voice. So it's something that you're saying. What are you saying? So you're blocking it out. You're blocking out something by saying something. What are you saying? Vision, you see some there's something that you see. Uh, okay, you're like, "Hey, I see blah blah blah." Okay, what? I'm going to pick this up cuz it's a duplicate and I might need it. You see something and you're talking about it to somebody. What do you see? You're like, "This is how I see it," or "This is what I see." You see change, healing, and superstition in voice. I don't know. Okay. Maybe you're like, yeah, that person is healing their worries or they're not worried anymore, but I don't know why you're blocking out. That would be odd for you. Oh, maybe you're blocking out a Aries or something. They came out as the 9 of Pentacles. I don't that's odd. Let's see. What else are you talking about or saying? All right, there's a truth. Truth about what? Your perspective. I guess y'all just see something differently. Yeah, attitude. Okay. What is the person you're talking to? What is their perspective? Order. Okay, what do they feel like should come first? They just feel like there's a certain order to things. What do they feel like they should put first in this scenario? Vision. Okay, that's what I said. Yeah, your piece. You don't see something. So somebody's like, you got to see it first. So whatever you're okay, this is the thing. Whatever this scenario is, right? Long story short, you're in peace. You don't notice something. So you've never seen it. Somebody's like, well, you have to see it first. So you're speaking on what you've seen or something like that. Like that's the best example I could give. So it's like for me, right? When I got into tarot, my entire algorithm is just tarot readers. That's it, right? Soon as I started day trading, hundreds of day trading streamers. I had never seen it. Swear to God, never seen it come up, never seen it pop up ever. Soon as I start researching day trading, every TikTok live, a day trader. Never seen anything about it. So it's like it could be like opening up your mind, go see other places. It's like say somebody was from a small town and they've never seen a big city with all these jobs and things like that. They never knew that all those opportunities existed. Yeah, this person's like, no, you got to see first. Go look or go see for yourself or something like that. What are they saying you need to see, Aquarius, or observe or emotions, ambition, and rebellion and focus? Let's see. What are they saying that you need to see first? And then I'm going to see what you think should come first. You got the 4 of Pentacles, the Sun. Yeah, something is going to be shown on something that you're not seeing. Okay, so what are you saying comes first? Or you have to be able to envision it first. Or, if you can't envision a goal, then you're not going to go after it. But what do you feel like comes first here? And then Pisces is next. You feel like what comes first is a Cancer. Yeah. You're like, no, the Cancer comes first. What is the result of what they're saying? I don't know. That's confusing. What do you, what is the result of what they're saying? It's perspective. So it's like there's something you just haven't seen. It's something that you don't notice. Yeah, emotions. I don't know if you don't notice how your emotions play a part. What's the result of what you're saying comes first? Excuse me. Okay, respect some sort of rules and regulations. Got finesse. Yeah, this is a plan is not going to work. Okay, what's the outcome for you, Aquarius? Then we're going to do Pisces. What's the outcome for you, Aquarius? Personality, resistance, and fight. So somebody's resisting being distracted. They could be focused since we're talking about vision and things like that. What's the outcome for you, Aquarius? And we're going to do Pisces. Yeah, a new opportunity. What's the devil card, real quick? Yeah, it's perspective. All right. Okay, let's see. So I feel like it's just something you haven't seen before, or you haven't noticed before. It's like you can't see something. You're like, no, that Cancer should come first. But I don't think it's like something else that you haven't noticed. You don't notice it, you haven't researched it. Um, if you don't know any cancers, maybe you're just like, no, just move on forward. Because that person's saying no vision and emotions. Maybe they're like, don't you care about how you feel about this? Maybe you should, pay attention to your emotions or something. All right, we're gonna do Pisces next. Last but not least, make sure y'all subscribe, like the channel. Y'all can join for the monthly membership for the readings and stuff. You can end it at any time. That's linked in my description and all that. Yeah, I'm on Kick, WAP, and YouTube. That was a lot of cards. That was a lot of cards, Aquarius. All right, Pisces. What is this scenario surrounding the Pisces? Let's see. What's the scenario surrounding the Pisces here? What is the scenario surrounding the Pisces? Fight. A few people had that. I should have wrote the actual cards down. So there's a fight. It could be a distraction, an argument, a conflict. I think that was Gemini and Leo. Maybe all y'all are fighting. I don't know. Maybe all the Gemini, Pisces, and Leos is fighting with each other. I don't know, chat. All right, so let's see. What role do you play, Pisces? Okay, confidence. So same, you're in the same position as Aries. So in the Aquarius reading, they wanted to block out Pisces. They're like, no, I don't want Pisces to spend money on this or something. Okay, but you're confident, that's good. You have enough money, you're good to go. There's nothing else you need to worry about. You're dressed really nice. You're putting money into yourself. You can take care of yourself. Before we get to that, let's see what the conflict is or the distraction. What is the conflict about or distraction? A mystery. Okay, so there's a fight about a secret. Okay, what's hidden here? Somebody could be distracted by confusion or something like that, but what's hidden? Okay, focus. So we got distraction, mystery, and tenacity, which is focus. You have vision. Focus, vision, there's self-esteem. So there that was Scorpio, and then distraction again. This is all about not getting distracted. This is all about what are you supposed to focus on? That's the root of your reading. I'm also getting two um There is something going on with a Scorpio with that self-esteem part. All right, but the secret to something is focusing. So if anybody's wondering, focus on one thing. Your reality is basically shaped by whatever you focus on. It really is. We hear that all the time, but we underestimate it. Again, Pisces, if you're watching the playback and you just click straight here, I had mentioned it in the last reading, in Aquarius is like an example of that is our algorithms, right? I said that when I first started tarot, all that would pop up was tarot. When I started searching for day trading information, all that would pop up was day trader streamers. So it's like your reality is whatever you focus on. If you're gonna focus on something negative, like if you're focusing on heartbreak, you're gonna be sad all day. If you're focused in the gym, you're like, okay, I'm just gonna focus and go to the gym every day. You're gonna be in shape. It's literally is whatever you focus on. That is your life. That's how your mind works. The power of the mind, but your confidence. So you're good to go so far. Let's see what else you need to tap into. What other energy should you tap into, Pisces? Love, okay. Love for who? So you need to make sure you need to have empathy, sympathy, make sure somebody is, feeling good, care about someone else's feelings. All right, love for who? And then we're going to see what you need to do out of love here. All right, it says spirituality, healing, personality. All right, so it looks like somebody's spiritual belief systems is helping them or healing them. You might need to be understanding about that scenario. It helps them, excuse me. Yeah, vision and luck. What do you need to do out of love here? Okay, power. So you may need to speak up. What do you need to say to someone? So out of love, you're going to have to speak up. What do you need to tell them? You have spirituality, ambition, and fight. Let me see. Let's make now. This is one thing. Maybe somebody is like super religious where they're putting everything in God's hands and they're not working on anything, they're not making any changes. Like I know there is one spiritual person, they're super religious and they don't realize like your life is fucked up because of the decisions that you made. You know what I'm saying? Like some stuff is not God's plan. Like some people they'll say, "Oh, well, I'm in this situation, but it's God's plan." It's like, "No, you made some decisions to get to that point." So somebody needs to hear that, I feel like. Like I said, you can't sit around and manifest all day. You can't sit around and I'm just going to do candles and jars. You have to go do things. You have to go experience life. You have to get out, go do stuff. I feel like somebody's putting something, so that could be it too. Like maybe somebody's like overly distracted, right, by spirituality to where they're not researching anything, they're not making necessary steps, or if you get too like, oh, it's faded, then you become very passive. So that could be the issue as well. What else do you need to tell somebody with spirituality? Mystery again. Okay, let me get the cards. Let's see. But it says spirituality, healing, personality. So I don't know. Maybe they believe like something's just going to automatically heal a habit that they have. That's not true either. You have to consciously change your habits. That could be what it is. All right, let me get 8 cards. Yeah, the 5 of Pentacles. I'm gonna explain this card. This is the first card to come out, and I'm gonna explain this and get my own spiel. All right, you got the Sun, the 7 of Cups. There's your High Priestess. So intuition is different than spirituality. This is intuition. It's different. All right, and I will explain that too. All right, the World, the 8 of Pentacles. There's your ambition. Cancer being ambitious, and then the Hermit is a Virgo. Okay. and knowledge. Okay, so first of all, let's just depict the Five of Pentacles. The reason I'm going to go so in depth about this, and any sign can watch this at this point if you are still here. But the Five of Pentacles is a church, right? These people are homeless, they're outside of a church. The way this is supposed to be depicted is like they don't realize that the church lights are on. They can go inside that church for warmth. It's cold outside. They can go right inside that building for free, whatever, right? When I pull this card though, what this makes me think of, because we're talking about focus and distractions, right? When you travel, like when I went, I was actually in Thailand and I was very surprised because all of their temples are in the hood. All of their temples are in the hood. All of them. You walk inside this temple, it's this big gold Buddha. You walk right outside, everybody poor. Ain't got a pot to piss in. They go into that temple though and they praying every day. Where is the money? Okay, that's the first. Y'all do with that information what you will. I feel like somebody needs to snap out of, like, don't be in like a spiritual psychosis or a religious psychosis. All right, there's more there. Like, you're focusing on something else, so you don't see the value in other things or other information. And I'm not telling anybody to not believe in anything, because some people do need that so that they can have faith. But please know that, like, the power to change your life is in your mind. It's literally in your head. That's just it. If you have an addiction, you should think in your mind, okay, let me go to rehab. Okay, let me not buy that stuff. Let me not buy. If you're an alcoholic, why are you going to the bar? That's your choice. Why are you around people that are drinking? That's your choice. You got to not buy it. Don't go. Don't drink it. It's in your mind. Um what else? It's like, "Oh, I've been praying to make more money." Okay, go research how to make more money. Go look it up. Look it up. You can't just, your mind has to find it. You have to go look for it. So that's the first part. All right, what's the high priestess? What's your intuition telling you, or what is intuition telling you to do here? Superstition. Either intuition is telling you that something is a superstition, right? It's not real. You don't have to worry about that. Like I said, I've been talking about this for the past few days. Like, you can do, for me, I like using cards because they work. I feel like that's the one thing that has worked nonstop. It don't matter. But there are other superstitions, and I gave this example before, like how somebody will tell me, "Oh, you shouldn't be doing readings with your head unwrapped because the evil energies will go in, or you're picking up on other people's energies, and blah blah blah." That stuff to me is a superstition. I If I wrapped my hair, it was because my hair wasn't done. If y'all ever saw me in a hair wrap, it had nothing to do with anything spiritual. It's because my hair was not done. And I've done millions of readings with my hair uncovered. I'm fine. Anything that's getting into you and you anxious and you nervous and you feel evil spirits and all that stuff, that's your mind. That is your mind. You are creating nervousness and anxiety. All right. So that's one thing. On the other hand, your intuition could be telling you not to trust something. That's intuition too. You're like, no, I don't trust that. That is your intuition. There are things that spiritual beliefs or religious beliefs teach people all the time. If we all went by the Bible, I would be barefoot and pregnant every year. I would be in the house locked up with some man because I'm supposed to be submissive to a man, right? But my intuition is like, wait, hold on, that doesn't make any sense, right? Or, okay, women came from a man's rib. That doesn't make any sense. I've never seen that happen a day in my life. I've seen how babies are made. That does not make sense. You've never seen that happen. So my intuition would say, "Hey, that's not real." Or, like, it could be, I mean, it's anything. You're supposed to question something. All right, so first of all, we're going to read this both ways. We're going to see what is a superstition, like what's fake, and what should you not trust, because there's two ways, right? All right, so what is the superstition? What's fake? All right, sexuality. I just gave y'all the rib example. It could be like gender. Um, anything gender wise. There could be a superstition around sex. There was a time where I used to believe like, okay, you're picking up bad energy from, like, say you had sex with somebody, you're picking up on their bad energy. I don't really believe that. I feel like a lot of times women are anxious or sad or regretful because you chose to have sex with somebody you weren't supposed to have sex with. I don't think that has anything to do with picking up on their energy. But that's a whole nother story. But there could be, I mean, there's a lot of things. Like something, it's just you don't have to worry about it. That's not real. Those gender roles aren't real. Um, what is the superstition about sexuality that's not real? Like, what are we told? Leadership. All right, y'all are here we go. Y'all already know, ladies. That's we grow up all the time hearing that, you know. Like men are the leaders or something. It's not, that's not real. Maybe, yeah, that's not real. Okay. What's the reality? And then we're gonna see what you should not trust. What's the reality? Love. All right, there you go. That gave you the answer that y'all already know. Okay. So what should you not trust? Because your intuition can tell you not to trust something either, right? You get in a car, the person drunk, you're like, wait, hold on. I don't think you should be driving. I don't trust riding with you, right? Like I don't trust, like there's this one dude, that's the same dude I blocked. He almost crashed into something. He was drunk on Everclear and he doesn't realize that I've never gotten into the car with him after that. I never rode in the car with him. He doesn't realize it though. So it's like stuff like that. You know not to trust it. You know not to, let's see, what do you know not to trust? Yeah, a mindset. It's a trap mindset. I don't trust that. That's a trap. I don't trust thinking the same way all the time. I don't trust having a trap mindset. What are you supposed to be trapped by? It's like I don't have to be worried about that. I already answered it. Whenever I pull that, that means I didn't already answered it. All right. So it's like it's a trap. You don't have to do it. Yeah, intuition, rebellion, hustle, and truth. You're gonna know how to kind of do your own thing. Also, hustle is the opposite of the Five of Pentacles. Hustle is the Ten of Pentacles. That's abundance. All right, there could be a superstition. Now, if we're talking about a superstition about sexuality, maybe you're talking about love. Maybe you're talking about dating, something like that. Like, you don't have to date down. I'll give you an example. Me and my daughter, she was watching Shrek. This shit was so funny. She was like, why would she leave a rich, handsome prince and go live in a swamp with an ogre? And I said, exactly. That's why they show little kids those movies. That's exactly why they show us those movies. It's half these women still living off of Disney fairy tales because y'all was lied to. That's exactly why. Who would do that in real life? Right? Okay. But that's spirituality. I feel like somebody's doing something based off like a spiritual belief system that you don't have to do. But let me clarify. What is the Seven of Cups though? Because it's like somebody's looking at the High Priestess. What is the Seven of Cups looking at or observing or noticing? Okay, so I did say the Scorpio part was self-esteem. So I don't know if you guys know a Scorpio. That could be part of it. All right, what's the World card? What's the new start here? Because we're in a new situation. Okay, order. So from now on, what is somebody going to put first here? I feel like this comes from you telling them that. All right, transition. What's their starting point? Okay, knowledge. Aquarius had knowledge too. All right, transition to what? Okay, courage. All right, so somebody already has the information. They know what they need to do. It's time to just have the courage to go do it, the courage to be comfortable. All right, and then what's the hermit? Ooh, all right, dominance, controlling what? Domination over what? All right, yeah, guidance and luck. All right, y'all. That was it. I'm going to timestamp this. Thank y'all so much for watching. This was a long video. I will be back tomorrow since my car I won't be able to go nowhere. So hopefully it's a quick fix. I hate having to go to the car shop. That's one thing a man could do is just take the car to the shop. It's like, no, I'll just play it. All right, y'all. I'm going to label this, timestamp it. I appreciate y'all very much. Hold on. Let's click out of all the, I'm on a million platforms. Bye, Kick. Thank you. Bye on WAP. It said one viewer. I don't know if it's really one on there. Close that out. And then bye on YouTube. I appreciate y'all. See y'all later.